And a very good afternoon and welcome to beautiful Willow Grove, where it's sun's out, guns out for day two of week one of the finals in the Mid-Gippsland Football Netball League. Ripping clash to bring to you today, 3rd v 4th MDU versus Thorpdale. Promised to be an absolute ripper. Joining me behind the microphone today, Truck Williams. Welcome, Truck.
Good afternoon, Jeb.
It's usually a week between visits, mate, but I saw you just yesterday.
I know, yeah, I haven't changed.
Yeah, no, not a lot has changed, but I'll tell you what has changed. The hirsute stature of our special comments man today, James Durkin. Welcome, Dirks.
Thanks, Joe. Good to be here.
Sans the Mustaka.
Yeah, big vape, big night last night. Thought I'd better pretty myself up for the occasion.
Yeah, fair enough too. And given that the big night does involve the bro, the editor of the Express, Moe 2's football extraordinaire, brother of Liam Durkin, you better give our listeners just a quick 101 on what he got up to last night.
So he won an award at the Victorian Country Racing Awards for Best Journalistic Coverage of Country Racing for the year.
Hey, he's done well, the boy. I knew all that money spent on private education their parents wasted on you was spent to a good use on the brother. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, though, you're our Thorpdale expert. Give us a quick rundown on the Thorpdale team today compared to the Thorpdale team from last week, because they got bathed last week, and it's a different lineup today.
Certainly did get bathed. We suppose the old classic dead rubber went the Ross Lyon way. If you don't need to play, there's no point driving in if you don't have to. So we just fronted up, asked anyone that was playing twos that wanted to play seniors, have a go at 2:30 game and see how you go. And
it didn't necessarily go all that well, but fresh side on the park today, different opposition, and of course we are playing for something today. Beautiful conditions here, Truck.
Beautiful, really good. I've been up here 3 times this year. The first time was a flood. A couple of weeks ago was similar to today, but today, brilliant sunshine out there compared to yesterday.
Absolute Ferris Bueller day, I reckon. There's a little bit of breeze probably favouring the right of your radio dial, but I wouldn't go on record and say it's going to have too big an impact on the game. The Flags are not doing a great deal of hard work at the moment. So, Truck, you've usually got a bit of history on each of these sides before we get to the action. What do you got for us today on Thorpdale versus MDU? Well,
they've played 10 games with Thorpdale winning 5, MDU 5, so a big decider today. No draws. The highest score for Thorpdale, 15-14, and that was earlier in the year when they played MDU. MDU's highest was 17-11, 113 back in 2025. Thorpdale's lowest score, 5-9 in 2024, and MDU 8-5, 53, also in the same year. Most goals for Thorpdale on a match day had been Matt Power with 5 back in 2023 and Nick Nagel 7 in 2025. The biggest win margin by MDU, 63 points in 21, and Thorpdale 37 this year. The highest aggregate, 188 in 2025. MDU 17-11, Thorpdale were 11-9. The lowest aggregate, 92. So the winning sequence at the moment is Thorpdale with 1.
Well, there you have it. Everything you need to know about the short history between these two clubs. Almost neighbouring clubs when you think about it, but only been in the same competition for a brief period of time throughout their history. And speaking of numbers and stats, we've of course got Sam Crane, Gippsland's FM stats man, on duty today. He'll be taking all the facts and figures and crunching all the numbers that matter. And we'll hear from him at the end or start of each quarter, letting us know exactly what's going on. And we've got an extra stat that we're going to throw in for the final series after yesterday's debacle. Out of bounds on the full. I reckon we saw about 15 of them yesterday, Truck. I reckon we're going for about 4 today because conditions are perfect.
Oh, yeah, conditions are really good. Yesterday was atrocious out there at Moba North. But the wind, you can't do much about it.
And a couple of the key matchups, Dirks. You're the Thorpdale man, so we'll get you to focus on where Thorpdale might send a few of their players. I'm particularly interested in the forward half. I know Sam's got a list of matchups that he'll take for us as they happen live, but if you've got any insight into the likes of Nagel and Kerr's matchup, perhaps.
Yep, they'll go back to what worked last time. Cougar Milsom will get Nick Nagel, and JP, which is Jacob Patullo, will get Paddy Kerr, which leaves the captain Jara Burgess to take McRae, with Jack Cole to rotate through Wilson, Walsh and Shallings when they're down there.
Yeah, and in the middle of the ground, I'm a big fan of Jamie Ewell. I reckon he's a terrific footballer. You guys at Thorpe, do you tag a midfielder or do you just go head-to-head and rely on the types of Pickering and Rosado to just win the contest?
Got to back your system in to beat their system. If Shannon and Rosado and Patton can get on top, well, then they've got to worry about us. But there will be plans if a Yuli or a Carroll get off the chain. Look for a Sean Fowler or an Aaron Harris to maybe just sacrifice their game and take them out of the game.
Fowler is an interesting one. Swapped over from Ballara to Thorpdale a few years ago. Goes it better than a goal a game off his half-forward flank, which is a pretty good return for a guy that plays a defensive role most of the time.
Yeah, just the absolute definition of a role player. Just does anything you ask of him. That's why he wins the Coaches Award nearly every year. Just goes half-forward, tackles, kicks goals, goes in the midfield, tags. Just anything you ask him to do, he'll do it.
And at the other end of the ground, the big moose, the bear in the square or the moose on the loose, Matt Powell, he's capable of kicking a big bag. Any idea who's going to go to him from an MDU point of view, or will we just watch this space on that one?
Well, Kieran Bourne had him last time and actually gave him a dead set bath. Matt didn't get near it, but he did pack 2 right boots that day and had to borrow Jimmy Cairns, the boundary umpire, in the 2's right boot that day, left footy boot that day.
Wow, the Moose, who you couldn't be without him. Mitch Gorman also amongst the goals throughout the course of the year. I see he's named on a wing rather than forward half today.
Yeah, he actually was. Matt was the unfortunate. He with the lack of midfield class coming down to him last week, he needed to kick 2 goals to beat Gormo for the goal kick, and he only got 1 chance, and so he equalled it. So Gormo is actually the leading goal kicker with Matt for the year, but they'll push him up to the wing and use his big aerobic tank to run the train lines between the wing lines. And
I'm always a big fan of the Ruckman truck, and I think they really set the tone. When you think about it, they start every quarter, we start every game, and every time there's a goal, it goes back and relies on them. The battle of Josh Shelling in the ruck for MDU up against who I think will be either pick 1 or pick 2 in terms of Team of the Year, Ruckman Gavin Lowe. How do you see that playing out?
Yeah, I think we've seen both players do
the facts and figures. Sam, you got anything for us before we kick off, mate? Okay, win and margin, please, Sam, for you.
I think MDU by 5 goals.
MDU by 30 points, if you don't mind. Dirks, you can have a moment to think about this, and I want your honest assessment, not just your wearing your Thorpdale undies. Truck, who have you got?
MDU 20 points.
20 points on. Now we've also got 15 Harris. Yep, so Pickering's next to who, sorry? Zach Carroll.
Yep.
There we go. It's just adjustment notes and we'll get things underway. You might hear just a second or two of silence because what I've got here is the ability to see when the siren's going to go. So I might just neck up for 30 seconds and wait for the siren to blast.
Jarvis Lacey's gone to Rosado. He went to Shannon last time. He's gone to Rosado.
And it's umpire Essler going to get things underway, and you can see the sun's out and about when umpire Essler's out in the middle of the ground. There's a nice little reflection coming off the nude noggin that he runs around with, and he's just clearing the crowd from the boundary, get over the other side of the fence. And he's absolute, to the letter of the law, best. Now, Truck right shoe. Now, where's Matty Powell down here? Is he in the leading position? No, the umpire's found a free kick. And it's going to go to MDU across the half-back line truck.
MDU now bring the ball out to the broadcast side across. Across to Connor Crone. Crone gets tackled. Ball goes to ground. Umpire free kick to the
hyphen.
The hyphen. In Holland Birch gets the free kick on centre wing.
Now, you probably can't see him, so I'll
I can see his legs.
You can see his legs. Well, that's where the footy's going to be, Truck, so you keep going with it.
So Holland Birch now boots the ball up towards his forward 50. Flyers wanted no one there. Ball goes to ground. A good tackle laid upon the player in Aaron Harris. He brought to ground and the umpire will ball it up in front of us here. So Harris, the big man. In there is Shelling. He gets the ball tapped for MDU. Free kick MDU on the centre wing. Now the Demons have control of the ball. Trying to move the ball is Wilson. Wilson, right footer, into the half-forward line. Flyers wanted sun in the eyes, but good play there by and trapped was Gavin Lowe. He gets a kick against him, holding the ball.
The umpire might toss this one up, I reckon. It'll be Shelling v. Lowe. Rosado waits for the footy to come in his direction. He lays a tackle, probably a little bit high, but the umpire says play on, so play on we do. The ball gets kicked up to the half-forward line here for Thorpdale. Mark taken by Tom Mathers. Don't know much about him. Dirks, what do you got about Tom?
I recruited him out of Mornington. He played twos all year. He won the BNF by 80 votes, and then he played seniors last week. He played that good, and Tax said, you can play next week.
So he finds Pickering. Pickering goes forward, and they find another mark at half-forward, and Thorpdale will go back and have the first meaningful shot on goal of the game.
Jesse Patullo.
A couple of minutes in, and Jesse Patullo, one of the JPs who's out there. They've got Geordie Patullo, who answers to JP, and Jesse, who doesn't, just to make things as simple as it possibly can be for us. But he's about 50 out almost directly in front. No breeze to speak of, and this will be the perfect start for the Dales if they can get the first on the board. Kick on its way, and it's going to go down the skinny side for a minor score only. So MDU, will bring the ball back into play, and there's a flash pair of pink boots down there. I reckon they might be Tom Corrie's. Shelling the ruckman leads in and takes a nice little mark in front of Lowe. His little chip kick's a beauty as well. We do trust the ruckman to kick occasionally, and he finds Trent McRae. Another short kick. The sun gets in the eyes there of Sam Wilson. Ball gets out the back of the contest. Rosado lays the first of what will probably be about 300 tackles for the day for him. And the umpire says, give it to me and we'll toss it up. Halfway between the half-forward flank and centre wing, favouring the Thorpdale scoring end. Rosado puts a beautiful block on. Lowe takes it out of the ruck. His handball can't find a teammate. Ends up in the hands there of Connor Crone. Kicks up to the half-forward line. Ball pitches. Sits on its point. Goes out there in the direction of Shea Walsh. Can't take it cleanly. Really good defence in there by JP, Jacob Patullo. They settle things down through the hands. And now we've got a kick on our hands here for Thorpdale. It's horror. Absolute sack. But it finds a teammate. It's middle of the ground. Mark taken there by Sean Fowler. So Fowler gets on the trusty left leg, goes in the Moose Powell direction. The players converge on it from all directions. No one can take it cleanly. Ball to be won at ground level. Little snap around the corner.
Jesse.
We've got our opener through Jesse Patullo. Couldn't take it in the air, could do the work on the ground, and that's a first on the scoreboard for Thorpdale. They lead 1-1-7. MDU yet to trouble the scorers.
Look good there from Jesse. You don't want the big boys getting in each other's way. Moose was coming at it. Jesse stayed down, and he's that good that he can do it on the ground and he can do it in the air. Jesse, it's great to have him back.
Yeah, great goal there by Jesse Patullo. So a good, important goal there for Thorpdale to get on the board, 1-1-7.
Sean Fowler just showing his value there as well.
Back in the middle again, just waiting for the everyone to be cleared. Up they go with Shelling against Lowe. Lowe gets the tap down, but it quickly goes to Rosado. He goes up to half forward. Free kick though for the Thorpdale side at centre half forward.
Fowler.
Man over the shoulder. Fowler it is. And will Fowler make the distance?
Has he got this leg on him, Dirks?
Don't think so. Look for the layup. Look for Jesse and Moose in the square.
The bear in the square, the Moose on the loose. Kick it to Powley.
Umpire says, hold up, what's going on here?
Oh, someone sneaking around the mark.
Yeah, it was Tank.
Oh, the pedants are out today. Absolutely no impact on the play, that.
No, fella now lines up.
Paid by the whistle, you reckon?
Left footer, high ball into the square. Players need to fly, and it's tapped off the post, and it's only a minor score for Thorpdale. They go to 1-2 to MDU, yet to fail or get on the board.
So it'll be Corrie again to do the kicking in duties. They've gone short 3 or 4 times with the ball in their back half, so it'll be interesting to see if they stick with that style of play. Although he's got a longer option this time and he goes in that direction, but Hollands Birch is going to intercept. Can't complete the mark. Ball to be won at ground level. Picked up via MDU. Wilson gets a little handball back to a teammate. He's got a teammate further afield in McRae on his own, and McRae takes a nice mark on the wing. He's got some runners out into a little bit of space here, and he floats the kick up, hits the ground. If they can keep it alive, which they can't, MDU are off to the races there. Really well-weighted kick for Sam Wilson, but the ball didn't quite get there. As we see Ben Britton coming on for his first run of the day.
I do owe him one from 3 weeks ago. I called him the unemployed real estate agent for 2 hours, but he does have a job now. McGrath's in Traralgon.
And the ball gets tossed back into play, and no one can take it cleanly. And Jeremiah Jones, who's got to have one of the best names in footy, comes on the park for Thorpe as well. MDU, as they started, Lowe gets his hands on the footy first. No one able to get it clear initially. Harris just flicks a handball out into space, hoping. It ends up in the hands there of Kane O'Connell. He goes to Rosado. Rosado just thumps it forwards, and as luck would have it, finds a teammate. Now they go through the hands again. This time it's Jack Cole. He gets wrapped up in half a tackle. Ball spills free. Gorman picks it up. First time we've seen him today. Goes to a one-on-one. Really good defence down there by Archie Casey. Brings the ball to ground. Corrie goes bang, and he puts it down the throat of Jamie Yule. Yule goes low side, and they're in a little bit of space out here. Truck through Jason Kennedy.
Yeah, Kennedy runs the ball there by himself. 1, 2, 3 bounces maybe another one. Hand pass across. Now MDU are bringing the ball back towards the centre, looking for a forward move. Can't do so. Spoiled by Thorpdale, getting the ball out quickly through Burgess. He gets the ball on centre wing. Now the Dales are running up towards the forward line, into the pocket. Picked up quickly around the corner. No one in the goals, rolling, and rolling not far enough as it's picked up by MDU defender as they bring the ball to the broadcast side of the ground. Now the Demons are on the run. A quick mark to Crone. Crone now, centre wing, takes it easy, but the interception by Holland Birch. Holland Birch now for Thorpdale, centre wing, goes up forward along the line, and the ball goes out of play. So
Interesting style of play, Dirks. I think MDU look like they're going to go short out of that back line.
Which is against everything you know about MDU. MDU like speed on the ball. They like to chip kick, get their runners and overlap and beat you out the back.
So ball tossed back in. Shelling brings it down to the front. Tackled straight away. Ball lands back in Shelling's lap. He gets turfed on the ground, and she stacks on the mill. A little hack kick, can't get the ball out into any space. Hollands Birch, the hyphen, dives in there. And it's not him because he's standing in front of me. Who was that dived in, Dirks?
Gormo. Mr. 200, Heath Ferguson about to come on.
Okay, so ball in the air. Tap down, Rosado Sharks, bursts through one, goes back and gets the footy, tries to get through a second. And that's a strong tackle laid there by Sam Wilson because he managed to hold on. Tank stood there like he was wearing him as a backpack. And they eventually come to ground and the umpire steps in to toss it in the air. One again there by Shelling. They just can't get a clearance. They can win the tap. And the umpire's going to help them out with Zach Carroll getting a free kick. And let's see if he goes short here again. He wants to. He absolutely wants to, but he cuts one through the middle, and it's a dangerous kick, and absolutely dropping a sitter there was his teammate. And that's costly because they were off to the races there if Steve Forrester was able to hold on to that footy. And now the ruckmen are going to run 60 metres to get to the ball up. And Lowe says, bang, I've had enough of this, and just spikes it to half forward. Thorpdale playing in front, as you should. Ball ends up getting spat out the front towards Gorman. He can't take it cleanly. Big collision in front of goal. Handball there at ground level. Forrester picks it up, finds Corrie, and he just kicks it to space. He kicks it to space, and it's a foot race now between Shea Walsh, who you'd think would have the wheels, and Geordie Patullo, who had a head start. A real stall gift mark at that because the handicap paid off. Pickering now gets it low side of the ground, goes to ground. Gets a handball off to a teammate, dances one way and the other, throws it on the left shoe round the corner. MDU dropped what would have been a good relieving mark, and now it's still a hot footy in that forward 50. Repeat stoppages here will help. Umpire Essler stalks, and he says, give me the footy. And we'll ball it up inside the forward 50 for Thorpdale. Sam, inside 50s quickly.
5-2.
Five.
Thorpdale's favour.
5-2 in Thorpe's favour, and they get a free kick from that stoppage. And the umpires are going to have a confab now because the advantage was paid from the free kick. What's going on out here?
Throw in
Now, is it?
Throw in.
On the right behind post.
So they paid advantage and the ball went out of bounds. That makes some sort of sense. The ball gets out the back of the contest now. Who can pick it up cleanly? It's Patullo who throws it on his shoe this time. And over the head, cork in the ocean style, if you don't mind.
Matt Power.
The moose on the loose, the bear in the square, says, I'll be Peter Wilson circa 1994, and kicks a miraculous finals goal.
That would have hurt his hamstring too.
And it's all Thorpe early doors here.
What they call that, a bicycle kick, I think, that one, over the back.
He tried that 7 times this year too.
Well, we got one. 2-2-14, Thorpdale. MDU have yet to worry the goal umpires up the right-hand side of the ground here.
Repeated forward 50 entries there, Dirks, the key.
Yeah, you just get it forward any way, any pole. Get it, if you've got blokes that can mark it, Tank, Jesse Patullo, Moose, get it in as quick as you can. Let them go to work. Let them be one-on-one.
And was that a ball swap over here? Truck.
Well, I've seen a few sacks kicked so far.
Yeah, I think so. It might be a bit flat. Ball in the centre with MDU. Kick off the ground from the middle. Quick hand pass. Now they're away there to the forward line. Nearly a grab mark it was. 2 grabs. He got it. The player was McRae. McRae's kick up into the forward 15. Tap over the shoulder. Kick off the ground by the man in the lead. He kicks again. Turns around. Bang through the behind post.
Geordie Patullo's down here. That hurt. It was a great smother. Hopefully just knee on
No,
knee.
it wasn't a free. It's a free kick.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
You're hoping that's just knee on knee contact.
So who's the kid in the lid? Can't pick him up. He's gone.
He's just walking towards us, so you won't see his number unless he decides. There he goes. 41.
41.
Shellings.
Sellings.
Braden. Yeah. Throw in now forward pocket for MDU. They need to score on the board. Thought they'll try to get away. The umpire says, my ball or free kick.
Out of zone, umpire paid the free kick for throwing.
So treat McRae.
McRae now right in front of the scoreboard. He's quite a long way out though, probably 40 out, slide angle. Need to score on the board, does MDU. They're trailing 2-2-14.
Doesn't look promising for JP here, Dirks.
Yeah, it's not good for Geordie Patullo. He can't put any weight on that leg.
So coming in is McRae. Steadies. Beautiful conditions. Should be able to get this one. Long kick. And he misses to the right. And that's the first score for MDU. They go to 1 behind with Thorpdale 2-2-14.
So who was he on, Dirks?
Geordie Patullo, he probably would have had Shea Walsh, I reckon.
Okay.
Oh, he's hurt. Is that Gavin, is it?
It's Geordie Patullo.
Geordie. Oh.
So Thorpe bringing in and go low side. Who's doing the kicking in duties out there, Dirks?
That would have been Jacob Patullo.
Well, he's botched it because he's only found Zach Carroll out there for MDU. He chips it into the forward 50. Diving attempt at the mark by Thorpdale. Spilled a chesty. Ball on the loose. Quick hands. Ball ends up in the hands there of Shea Walsh, but his kick was smothered.
Pin for a throw.
And the umpire said when you don't get rid of the ball correctly, it'll be a free kick. And Thorpe will just settle things down. Right in front of the scoreboard, which says 1 point MDU, 2-2-14 to Thorpdale. We've played about 9 minutes of footy according to the scoreboard. And a nice little kick mark combo there. Mark taken out in front there by Dirks.
Jezza Jones, kick 2 by the hyphen.
So Jeremy Jones will bring the ball back more towards the middle. Long leads are on. Big fly goes up and a nice grab taken out there by the man in the long sleeve shirt. That'll be Tim Harris. Halfway between half-back and wing, and he handballs it off to Carroll. Carroll comes up to half-forward, kicks to a 2-on-1, puts it out front of there of Ben Britton. He gets a dodgy bounce and comes back inside. MDU with another chance to score. Repeated 50s for them this quarter at the moment, and they've still got possession of the footy. A little drive-by handball. Kick goes to the top of the square. Gets out the back of the contest. Who's going to recover more quickly? No one able to take it cleanly. Wilson gets onto it, snaps it over his shoulder. Minor score only.
Just look for him every time he takes a kick in. Jacob Atula, he will always try to bite off something that's not there. He'll go for the miracle kick a lot.
So he does exactly the opposite to that as the commentator's curse, and he goes short to the dead pocket and keeps it safe as houses. Love it, Dirks. Welcome to the Commentators Club, where everything you say is pretty much wrong. It's like being married without the home-cooked meals. They've turned it over in the forward 50, though. The snap on goal, if you don't mind, goes through the big sticks. MDU get there first. And again, it's those repeated forward 50 entries. And the goal goes to Pat Kerr with a lovely snap around the corner from 35, Dirks.
Really let Shannon know about that too. Ben Britton tried to bite the inside kick-off, smother. Paddy Kerr took the crumbs and kicked the goal. Maybe JP should have gone for the miracle ball. So, as they say in the classics, let your good kickers kick it. I don't know why Ben Britton was biting the inside kick-off.
2-3-15 players 1-2-8. So MDU first goal on the board, 9-10 minutes already played in this term. Seems a lot longer, doesn't it? As the ball back in the centre tap down, MDU get the knockout, but shark play, Thorpdale, tackle, umpire comes in, ball it up once more. About 15 players round the umpire as he throws it up in the air. Tapped down by Shellings. He gets it only to Rosado. He tries to fight off 10 MDU players and can't do so, and the ball is bounced up again. He's a tough man, that man Rosado, up there again with the ball, with getting to nowhere. Finally, a free kick has been paid to MDU in the centre. Now the Demons are moving the ball up into their forward 50, looking for teammate Nagel down there. He can't get the ball. Chasing. Eventually it bounces his way, lines up the goals, and bang, puts it through for minor score. So MDU 1-3, good attacking move by the Demons in that passage of play.
So Petula will bring it back in. 1v1s everywhere he looks. MDU playing man-on-man defence from a kick-in, which is unusual in this day and age. But they've done wonders. They've turned it over straight away and kicked it into a dangerous spot. They've kicked it into a super dangerous spot. Mark and shot on goal incoming by the man in the long sleeves.
Walsh, I think, Shay Walsh.
So he'll go back on a 45-degree angle up the hill from about 25, 30 metres out.
Are you revoking Petula's kicking licence yet?
Well, yeah, it's not great in the last couple. And those repeated forward 50 entries, they're a kick away from being back in front after not looking like scoring for 10 minutes. So the kick comes in. Goal umpire does a lot of work, a real lot of work, and it only sneaks in for a minor score. Inside 50s, please, Sam.
MDU, that's now 12, and Thorpdale 7.
12-7, MDU right in front of those forward 50s after being well behind early. Let's see if you can get a clearance here for him, Truck.
Shannon's had enough. He's taking the kick-ins.
Pickering kicks towards the scoreboard, finds he's a man unopposed, and Thorpdale now just hold up play back to Pickering again. He's, will he come out wide? He was looking that way. He comes up down the corridor, finds his man diving on the ball, and O'Connell now at centre half back for Thorpdale. Moves the ball towards the centre wing. Shellings in there. He gets the fist to the ball. Could have claimed the mark. Not paid. Ball goes to ground. Players are all over it. Eventually picked up by Rosado. He gets a hand pass across to his running teammate was Cole. Cole gets the ball up to half forward, and the free kick is paid. A free kick to MDU in the last line by Jamie Yule. Yule kicks it wide on the centre wing. We move the ball up to the wing position now. MDU control of the ball. Yule running, long kick up into the forward pocket. Flies one there, great mark to a Nagel in the forward pocket for the MDU side.
That was a serious kick by Zach Carroll. That is an absolute elite pass to a mobile forward. He's put enough fluff on it to get over the top of the group in front and land it right in his breadbasket. I think old mate from Thorpe is running off to the wrong spot too, Dirk. He took off to the bench instead of the interchange.
Yeah, it's the young fella, not used to coming to the bench in the two, so this is all new for him.
We got Nagel now, half forward. Probably 45 outs on an angle. Known to kick a plethora of goals for the MDU side. Comes in, high ball, up into the square. Tap on, great mark in the square by MDU player. Just get him to turn around for me. It's McRae, I think, is it? You got to turn around.
Yeah, it's McRae.
McRae. So he's about 3 metres out, right around. The umpire brought him right around on the angle. He's going to do the banana kick, as we used to call it. Well, they call it now check side or something. He bananas the ball right through the goals, and that's the second one for MDU. They go to 2 goals 4, and Thorpdale now 2 goals 3. So hit the lead they have, MDU.
Game of capitalising on turnovers at the moment. Seems like that's the modern game, score from turnover, but it seems to be a lot of happening. There's not much pure football happening, but it is the first quarter of a elimination final, so you don't expect it to be pure just yet.
Just those repeated inside 50s again, Dirks, isn't it? They just keep the ball down there, give enough chances, they kick enough score.
You can only defend for so long.
Sam?
Uncontested possessions, MDU are behind Thorpdale, but the efficiency of MDU is far better than Thorpdale.
There you have it. Uncontested possessions and efficiency the key. Ball back in the middle. The 2 big men go at it again. No one's able to get a clear hand on it. Ball hits the ground and we'll have a secondary stoppage. The ball's moved about 3 metres south. We'll toss it up in the other circle, and this time we'll have an extra 10 players around, which should make it way easy to clear, right? No, of course not. Tap the tank. Tank tackled. Umpire comes in. Tertiary ball up. Up she goes. Lowe gets a hand on it, gets a little bit of space, but an advantage is MDU. Wilson with a kick around the corner. Gets it inside 50. Ball sits on its end. McRae can't get his hand on it. The kid in the lead can get his hand on it, but he's wrapped up in a tackle straight away by Burgess. And the umpire will trot on into half forward. High side of the ground, 2-4-16 MDU. They lead Thorpdale 2-2-14. Ball up on the forward flank. Lowe and Shellings, neither of them are able to get it clear. Ball comes to ground. Patullo over the top of it, ridden into the ground. Umpire says play on, so play on they do. And it's Jarvis Lacey kicking to a dangerous spot at the top of the square. Ball gets out the back of the contest and was rushed over the line by Ben Britton.
Aaron Harris slow to get up after that tackle.
And Ben's going to do the kicking in. They've definitely Raspberry and Sarsed old mate Patullo from the kicking in duties. He's got a long lead coming at him from Fella. Don't mind that, but he ignores and goes wide. Jeremiah Jones sets himself under the contest. The ball lands between his feet. He picks it up and snaps it round the corner. Hot footy there. Bang! The big collision comes. No one able to get it clear. Corrie gets his hands on it. Flicks it into space. Lovely Shepherd there. Gives his teammates some time. And it's Steve Forrester kicking it in the forward 50, but the mark's taken down there by Benny Britton.
Trav Paddle breathed a huge sigh of relief there. Just fluffed the handball out. Should have taken the tackle and got the repeat stoppage.
And Britton goes short to Burgess. Burgess directs a little bit of traffic in front of the Hill End coach's box, and he goes as long as his left leg can take it. Down the line, Shellings comes in, but the umpire's found a free kick off the footy, and it's going to go the way of Thorpe here on centre wing.
Sean Fella.
So Fella, who led up from the half-forward flank to generate a bit of space, gets it on the left shoe. He comes out wide in front of the coach's box, and the ball's rushed over the boundary line for a throw-in. Right in front of Premiership coach Daniel Taylor, who'd be a little bit worried by what he sees now, down a defender, and no real flow in their game at the moment. Over to you, Truck.
Throw in front of the coach's box. No one can get the decisive tap, goes to ground though. And MDU grab the ball, umpire comes in, and he says, my ball. Very competitive game at the moment. 2-3 plays 2-4, 2-5. Anyway, the ball in the forward pocket for the Thorpe side. As the ball goes towards the boundary line, pushed over the boundary line. No, it's still in play. In there is a hyphen, but he grabs the ball and the ball goes out of play.
Quick bit on Harris. Dirk's not someone I know much about, but he's been good.
Yeah, came to us just before, on June 29 of all days, just one of those ones. Played at Phillip Island with the Patullo boys, and we said come down for the last half of the year, and he goes, okay.
Well, they win the stoppage there through Patton, but his kick's smothered, and we'll have a throw-in, Truck. So I wasn't sure if you could see that through the pillar there or not.
Not really, no. I was just looking at the crowd in front of it. They raised their hands. Ball thrown in again with tap down, going to ground. In over the ball is MDU, but the umpire will have to come in and have a throw up again.
So 90 seconds to go here, Truck. Late goal either way, massive for a bit of momentum heading into the quarter-time break.
I have a feeling Nagel or Kerr might be behind the footy because Cougar Milson is sitting on this wing by himself.
Yes, he hasn't had a lot of the play so far, Milson. I don't think we've called him yet this quarter. Ball back up in the half forward for the Thorpdale side. Tap in. Big game of volleyball down there as the Ball goes eventually to ground. Tackle laid on an MDU play. Umpire come in, ball it up again. 30 out from the Thorpe goal. Need to score in the next 40 seconds or so. Waiting for the throw up again. Tap down, ball goes to ground. Now MDU can clear it with a high kick. The umpires paid a free kick. And it's to MDU in the back pocket.
In a worse spot to where the ball ended up.
Yeah, they should have paid advantage. A lot of times they do pay advantage. The fingers on the siren, and we're ready to go for a bit of rest now. 24 for Tom Corrie has the ball for the MDU side, gets a hand pass across. They're moving the ball up onto centre wing. Sun in the eyes, ball goes wide in there. Sellings, he gets pushed over the ball, tries to paddle it on. Ball still in play. In there is Corrie. He can't get the ball for MDU. All over the ball. Umpire says, play ball, we'll get it out there eventually. It's a game of rugby down there in the scrum, and the umpire says, holding the ball. And that's a free kick to be taken there by Lowe. Wow, what a scramble that was. It was a game of rugby down there in front of us, but it's quarter time here on Gippsland FM. 2 goals, 5-17 MDU, and Thorpdale 2-2-14.
And Geordie Patullo is in the car off to hospital with a broken ankle.
Well, that's sad news for the Thorpdale side, and that's direct from the Thorpdale camp. So, yeah, we just hope that he does improve, get out of the worst part of that. Anyway, quarter time here at the footy. We'll go back to the studio for some messages. Be back here for a bit of a rerun of what happened in the first term.
And welcome back to the Hill End Rec Reserve, where we've got a ripper on our hands. 2-5-17 MDU, 2-2-14 Thorpdale. Thorpdale with the first couple look to have the game on their terms. MDU pretty dominant in the second half of that first quarter. All important stats. Sam, what do you got for us in 60 seconds of your finest work, mate?
MDU lead the tackles 21-20, centre clearances 3-2, inside 50s is 17-10, uncontested possessions favour Thorpdale 47 as compared to MDU 35, and as I said earlier, their efficiency with their uncontested possessions was better.
Good work by you, Sam. Dirks, a couple of your thoughts on some of the better players, perhaps from each side?
I think Jamie Ewer's had a stack of it. I think alarm bells will be ringing if Daniel Taylor for that. I think Aaron Harris playing very good game. The ruck battle has been very even so far, and that's about it. Losing Jordy Patullo will hurt. Hopefully they can fill that hole, and one less on the bench now for the rest of the game. Just have to grind it out.
Yeah, it makes it tough. Truck, what did you see in the first quarter?
Well, I saw Thorpdale look pretty good in the first 10 minutes. They got the ball up there, got a couple of goals, but after that, the aspect of the game changed a little bit with MDU getting the winning ball out of the ruck, with Sellings getting the grabs, but they got the ball out of the centre, which was good. They had movement up the front, Kerr, and also Harris was up there. And Jamie Ewell, as we said, he was played a blinder so far for the MDU side, and they were looking good, but scores are minimal because the ball keeps going backwards and forwards between the half-forward lines, and there's a lot of turnovers for both teams, and they can't really get a run on. But interesting term that quarter. We've had 11 shots at goal for 2-2 to 2-5. So anyone's game at this moment. There's not a lot in it, and we just have to see how it pans out.
Yeah, it's I think whichever side can produce the dominant forward on the park is likely to take the advantage here. And I know that probably sounds a little bit obvious in certain ways, but I just think with the number of inside 50s both sides have had, arguably not great quality entries, but you don't recall a forward taking multiple marks. Like we remember McRae took one really good mark on the line. Nagel got one right up near the forward 50. The Thorpdale goals came from scraps off the ground. I just think if Powell or Gorman goes forward, or even Hollands Birch goes forward for Thorpdale and can clunk a few, and then obviously Nagel, Kerr, McRae at the other end for MDU, whoever finds that dominant forward first, I think will go a long way to winning this game. And we saw it yesterday, Truck. You can have a big second quarter and set yourself up for a finals win, because that's exactly what Fish Creek did.
Yeah, I think it will depend a lot on this term. Just looking at the goal kickers quickly, Thorpdale there too by Jesse Patullo, Matt Powell, and for MDU we've got Trent McRae and Pat Kerr. So two apiece here, but MDU have got the more behinds. They've got 5-2.
Just noticed Trav Patton going to play a little bit closer to goal. Is that maybe the answer, Dirks?
Yeah, play him deep. He can. 5 weeks ago when we played MDU, went deep, kicked 3, just can stretch. He's a tough matchup, draws a crowd, and obviously if Trav Pat's 15 metres out from goal, you're not going to sag off to go intercept Matt or Moose or Jesse.
And Harris has gone to Yule there, I noticed, side by side. I wonder if that's a hard tag. I guess time will tell as the ball gets tossed up in the middle of the ground. Lowe gets a backwards tap down to Rosado, bursts through 1 and 2, can't get through 3, and it's a forward 50 entry here to MDU off the first stoppage in the second quarter. Ball goes forward for them, sits up on its point. It's taken by Kane O'Connell. He's wrapped up in a tackle, and the free kick's going to go to MDU early doors, less than a minute played. And they got the ball just inside or just outside of 50, so call it 51 to 49 metres out from goal. Kick to the top of the square would be the logical one. That's where it goes, and that's exactly where big Hollands Birch was standing, and he takes a defensive mark there for Thorpe. He brings the ball high side to Ben Britton, who takes an easy mark. He's got Harris on short if he wants him. Completely burns him. You might want to run some aloe vera out there, Dirks. And they've turned it over here on centre wing. Although MDU have said you can have the gift back. Whiteside now gets his hands on it, Corrie, and they settle things down through one too many handballs. Britton puts a little bit of pressure on the kick, and they've gone backwards to go forwards. And it's Jason Kennedy now with his hands on the footy. He goes further afield, finds Steve Forrester. That's 11, finds 12. Gee, you wouldn't mind if they kicked it to number 13, but they don't. Haven't got one out there. They find Zach Carroll instead. He kicks into the dead pocket. And the ball stays alive, much to the surprise of both the defender and the offensive player. And now it finally meets its maker over the boundary line, and we'll toss it in about 20 metres around from the MDU goal truck.
Yeah, throw in under the shadows of the trees down there with waiting who can get the tap. No one goes to ground in the offensive zone for Thorpdale. The tackle, umpire says throw in again.
Hey, a nice spot for a picnic down there.
It is. Throw in again, tap down, Thorpdale get it, try to bring it out, and MDU have the chance. It's Thorpdale clearing the ball from their defensive zone out onto centre wing now. Got the run. Who can get the ball? Thorpdale and MDU player both attack the ball, goes out of play, far side.
Good fist there by Tom Corrie to kill that contest and allow MDU to set up behind the footy.
So throw in, far side of the ground. 20 players around the, eventually where the ball will land. It does throw in now. Who can get it? Push and shove. Low gets the ball ground. The chance now for the MDU, though. Get the hand pass out in towards the centre of the ground. Good mark taken. Now the Demons have control of the ball in the middle. They bring sideways across to
Tom Kerr.
Kerr with the ball at centre half back, between centre and centre half back. He goes towards the centre wing, looking and trying to find Yule. Does so. Yule into the forward pocket. Flies one man in front. Could have claimed the mark. The Thorpdale player wrapped up in a tackle. Umpire comes in and ball it up right in the 10-metre square.
I think someone's got to go next to Yule. He's had a lot of it.
So right, a ball up in the square. Knocked down. Who can get the ball now? MDU running through the pack. That was Walsh. He tips around the corner. And the goal umpire says only a minus score for MDU. So they go to 2 goals 6 to 2 goals 2.
Guess who's kicking in, Dirks?
Patullo's got his kicking licence back.
Yeah, this might be the shortest-lived return of licence ever. This might be the old plate taken straight back off him. He's going to come a high side, so he's not going the safe option, but he is going to go slightly longer. Heads in the Ben Britton direction. It doesn't quite get there. It lucks a fortune as it lands in his guts from the rebound off the ruck work. Nice big tackle laid in there by Jesse Patullo, and we'll ball it up right in front of Daniel Taylor, the coach of the Thorpdale Footy Club. And just hopefully at some point in time, Tackle will remember to send through some notes after a game to the league's publicity officer, but we won't hold our breath for that. Ball up. Free kick paid, and it's going to go the way of Thorpdale.
Jack Cole.
Jack Cole. Well, Jack in the box will take it. That's not a bad spot for Jamie Yule to be if you're a Thorpdale supporter, standing on the mark while the bloke's got a free kick. His kick goes down the line, sets himself from behind. There's big Holland Spurge, can't complete the mark. Jarvis Lacey assists him over the boundary line, right in front of Kenny Hutchinson, sitting down there in the steward's box, doing all things league official. If he's not umpiring, he's officiating. If he's not doing that, he's broadcasting. And tosses it back into play. Neither ruckman able to get an advantage to it. MDU win at the ground level, though. And they go forward through Connor Crone. His kick finds a teammate who just takes his shoe off, if you don't mind, in Trent McRae, and kicks to the hot spot. The big boys fly. The only person staying down was in a Thorpdale jumper, although he's been legged.
Jack Cole again.
So Jack Cole will take the free kick, and old Trent McRae's come off, and he said, who wants to come on? I've only got one shoe. And they come up top side of the ground. I like this, trying to take the game on. Jared Burgess. See the skipper, Dirks?
Certainly is the skipper.
Captain of the ship.
Captain of the ship. I reckon he'll look for the hyphen and Gav here.
He goes over the hyphen's head and goes longer towards low. Ball gets out the back of the contest. The big man does well. Flicks it off to a teammate under all sorts of pressure. And Tom Mathers taken to the deck in a decent sort of a tackle there, laid by Tom Corrie. He had the flash pink boots. And umpire Essler will come in and toss it in the air. Again, right in front of us, right in front of Kenny Hutchinson. Up it goes. The ruckmen go at it. Good tap down, finds Harris. Harris gets it on the shoe, gets it in the forward 50. That'll be Trav Patton, who's come a long way up to give a contest. Gets a freebie for being held on to and wastes no time. He says, Moose, I'm backing you in, brother. And that's why you back the big Moose in. He gives you a contest. Ball to be won at the top of the square. Back to the Moose. Inside, outside, banana! Moose! He's got his second. He's putting on a clinic, the big man.
They're the only sort of bananas he knows about too, unless they're the banana lolly.
None of this kick mark goal nonsense. He said, I'm going to be kicking him over my head. I'm going to be kicking him round corners. And Moose has got a couple, and Thorpdale get the first of the second term.
That was extremely lucky the way that bounced off his opponent. He picked up the ball and bang with a banana.
Just predictable. Just get it into the big boy, 1-on-1.
3-2-20 plays 2 goals 6.
Inside 50s, Thorpdale have only got 2, but as we can see, they've done better on the scoreboard. Now 5.
And back in the middle we go. Lowe gets a tap down. Can they get back-to-back goals? Gets to Rosado, but he's wrapped up in a tackle. And a strong tackle it was, laid there by Zach Carroll. And the umpire says, let's toss it up. Let's toss it up with more humans around because that should make it easier to get out. And as luck would have it, that's exactly what happens as Jacob Whiteside gets a handball to a teammate. They chain it up again, go back to Lacey. He puts the Jets on, has a bounce if you don't mind, old Smarty Pants, takes on a tackler, runs 35 metres, and then laces out someone in front of the footy. But that someone happens to be James Hollins-Birch, who plays for the opposition. And all your good work, like Robbie Williams said, has come undone. Hollins-Birch goes short, and they find a couple of marks in front of the footy. Ball ends up there with Kane O'Connell. Jags, is that my man Jags, Dirks?
Yep, the best cricketer in the league.
So he goes down the line to Rosado, takes a mark. Haven't called much a tank other than being in the contest. He says, bugger this, let's go high side and aim for JP, Jacob Patullo. Ball hits the ground in front of him, spits a handball out to Harris. Harris is accosted immediately, comes back, and now they might be out if they can get a shoe on it here through Harris. He just throws the leather at it, and it pitches in front of his intended target, and they just settle things down here ever so nicely through Tom Kerr. Tom Kerr goes down the hill, finds Carroll. Carroll a little chip, back up the hill, and that's marked there by Jason Kennedy. He plays on with a handball to Carroll. Carroll goes to half forward. The kid in the lid flies, the helmeted one, but he can't hold on to it. Sellings. Ball gets out the back of the contest. We have a bounce. We have a run towards goal. We have a dribble. We have a dribble for a minor score only.
Jeez, he's ran back quick here, Jacob Patullo, to get this kick in too.
Well, he's got to take advantage of the licence while he's got a truck.
Yeah, MDU had a chance there. He could have run another metre or so and steadied himself, but he didn't. He was under pressure and he rolled to the left-hand side. 2 goals, 6 plays, 3-3 kicking opportunities away. MDU finally kick out by Thorpdale. Long kick, but it goes to a MDU with the man down there. I think it was Kennedy. Kennedy's kick goes short into the pocket. Now MDU have a chance into the forward pocket. Man behind. Good play. Was it Nagel?
It's got to be. Had to be the shove.
So he pushed out his defender, and Thorpdale get a relieving free kick in the back pocket. Thorpe now elect a kick short, finds the man. So Thorpe has control of the ball in the back pocket. On the far side, kicking the ball up to half forward, flyers. No one can get it. Melba hands, comes off the pack. MDU finally trying to pick the ball up. A chance for Thorpe to get the run on the ball. Gets pushed over. Could have been a free kick, was. And free kick for the Thorpdale side. Who's that, Dirks?
Young Tom Mathers.
Mathers, he gets the ball. Left foot kick up into the forward pocket. Great mark taken there for Thorpdale.
Patton.
So Patton, he lines up, left foot kick, high kick, up into the pocket. Flyers wanted, plenty of them down there. No one can get control of the ball. Kick off the ground by a defender, and it's a kick out on the full. That's number 1 for the day.
Number 1 out of bounds on the full, and this is going to go back and cost them a shot on goal. And it'll be Hayden Britton taking the shot on goal from up the hill, about 35, 40 metres around. Unless you're going to climb out that window, Dirks, opening it won't help. They're made of glass so you can look through them, brother.
I just thought I saw Hayden Britton on the bench. I don't think it's him.
Yeah, well, I thought number 24 had the ball in his hand. Jesse Patullo, is it? What number's he?
22.
It's a 2, not a 4. He's gone top of the square unselfish. Powell sets himself, can't grab it at ground level. No one able to get a shoe on it. And it goes through for a minor score only. Both sides wasting opportunities here. A couple of goals either way could really blow this game apart. But instead, they're doing it in minor increments. And MDU will bring the ball back into play. And they come attacking side. And it's a nice mark taken out there. In front of the MDU coach's box, which is usually the Hill End coach's box. And now the second kick's gone right behind the chimney, and I've got no idea who's got it. But they kick the ball down the line to Shea Walsh in the yellow-greeny boots. And we won't forget him in a hurry with those fancy feet. And he's been told to hurry up by the umpire and a few spectators, and he says, hurry up, buggy, I'll go sideways. And he does exactly that, and they just hold on to the footy. We saw a bit of this in the first term from MDU. Happy to kick mark. Ball in the hands there of Jacob Whiteside, and he goes proper backwards this time. And they take a mark 25 out from their own goal when they were 70 out beforehand. They go long with a brilliant kick this time, and the mark's taken down there by Jacob Whiteside. Back in front of the Hill End coach's box, and I feel like we were here 30 seconds ago. And MDU have had 4 kicks and 4 marks since, and ended up back exactly where they started. This one goes down the line. The big boy's set. Nagel forgot to put his hands up then to try and catch the footy. hit him in the chin and rolls over the boundary line for a
I
throw-in.
think it hit him a bit lower too. He's holding him. Throw in, right in front of us. Under is low. He gets the ball out now. Thorpdale can get the ball quickly, moving the ball through Jeremiah Jones. He goes into the centre. Now Thorpdale's on their bike. They're away up to the half-forward line, looking for a lead down there in front of the scoreboard. Is Harris. He gets tackled with the ball, doesn't know what to do with it, but the ball goes free. MDU now have a chance to pick it up, but it's Thorpdale now coming up towards the goals. Kick up into the forward pocket. Flyers wanted, and the big flyer was MDU player in, I think it was Harris, Tim Harris. He goes up to centre wing and finds exactly Tim Harris, who took the mark then. Across now, MDU have control, get caught, coming through wide is Lacey. He gets the ball forward now. Now MDU can run the ball up to their forward line, push and shove down there. A chance for Thorpdale to get the ball in their fence. They do. A chain of hand pass, two Thorpe players together, running the ball along the wing. Up into the forward line, but there's two MDU players crash. Now it's a chance for the fella to get the ball up into half forward. Ball bouncing for the players in there. Pushing in there is Rosado. He gets tackled by 5 players, goes to ground, and the umpire will ball it up in the goal square down in the Thorpdale end.
I think MDU have an extra at the stoppage because Jared Burgess and Ben Britton are both trying to play the loose man in defence.
So Patton does the ruck work, gets it down to Rosado. Rosado's going to get a free kick here for being held onto without the footy. And I actually reckon he might have had the footy and dropped the footy. And the umpire's on the other side and said, bad luck, I didn't see it. He's getting the free kick. And he's 5.5 metres out. He could handball it through from here, no dramas at all. Dirks, what are you telling me?
Good players are good kicks. You've got to expect he's going to put this straight through the middle.
So in comes Tank from 6.5 metres out, no angle to speak of, kick on its way. He gets a little close to the inside of the goalpost, but it doesn't matter. He gets 6 on the board. And the Thorpe boys get a much-needed goal after half a dozen to 8, 10 inside 50s. They've finally got one through the big sticks.
Yes, I pity the poor house behind the goals there. In the old days when I didn't have nets, the old house used to get pummeled by full forwards.
Inside 50s, 10 each.
Interesting challenge there, 10 each. 2 goals, 8. Plays 4-4.
Bit of a curveball here now. Last week he was best man on the ground against Yanar for us. Holland Birch is now playing as a midfielder.
I like it. Would have taken him in front of the footy, but we'll take him in the guts as well. And let's see what he does when he's in there. Well, Sellings gets a secondary tap to it. It only goes as far as low, though. Snap around the corner. No one can complete the mark. Holland Birch in the vicinity. Gets his hands on it. Gets an important kick forward. Rosado leads in the chase down there in the blue jumpers, but he's got 1 or 2 in front of him in the red and blue jumpers, and they go exactly towards the boundary line. And you see one of these about every millennium given, and this is not the one by the looks of it, or is it? No?
Blunty would have paid it.
We're going to throw it back into play, and this youngster who's going to throw it back into play is going to have to throw it 30 metres in the air to get it back above the ruckman's head, and does a sterling job. Sterling job with the toss. Holland's Birch, there you go, injected into the middle. Another handball to him. Ball to be won at ground level. MDU do exactly that. Puts the Jets on and runs back to the dangerous spot and then hits reverse quickly. Hacks a kick down the line. Big fly. Mark not completed, but they got numbers at ground level, and Zach Carroll's one of them. He lasers a pass in there towards Sellings. He can't complete the mark, and Thorpe will switch this rapidly and look to bring it forward through Fella. He marks at centre half forward. He's got 3 one-on-ones in front of him. I'd say kick it to the Moose. He doesn't do that. He kicks it to a 2-on-1 instead. Thorpe actually come up with the footy somehow or another. Man down, Dirks, keep an eye on that. Now they kick it to the dangerous spot.
That is Moose.
And the ball's there to be won at ground level. Thorpe do that. Rosado dances one way, then the other. Dishes off a handball to Patullo.
Aaron Harris.
It was Harris, was it, who snapped around the corner.
Moose is just a bit slow to get up here.
And the big Moose ain't celebrating that goal, but Thorpdale are 2 in a row.
Don't know what Simon Lawson's going to do. You're going to need more than one bloke to lift him up.
So Harris kicks, is that his first for the day?
Yep, that'll be his
He's
first.
been outstanding all day and kicks his first. And Moose limps off with a right ankle injury. The second one for the day for Thorpe, of course, with Patullo taken off to hospital with a suspected broken ankle. And now Big Moose Powell limping off as well. Not good signs.
Walking wounded at the moment. But the role he plays doesn't have to do much. He can just sit in that square.
So back in the middle we go. MDU winner half back. Just kick it down the hill, hoping for the best. But expecting the worst, because MDU are going to, Thorpe are going to get their hands on the footy again. And it's your man, number 53. He's going like a house on fire. Mathers gets another inside 50 for Thorpe. They managed to keep it in there. Patton splits the handball out wide. They're running down the hill, snap around the corner, top of the square. And MDU kill it for a point.
Geez, that 53 had a good coach this year, didn't he?
Well, it makes a world of difference. How many games did he win this year?
We won 3, I think.
That's a great effort. What's going on here? The umpire's saying...
Throw in.
Throw in. The goal umpire said point. The boundary umpire's absconded, and the central umpire's come in to say, well, why don't we listen to the adults in this situation and just let the adults adult, let the kids throw the ball in. No, still going. Well, there's no arc to go to. Oh, no, we've got the kid in there. This will help. The kid who's already told you what he thinks is going to come in and have a conversation with a couple of adults. And he's going to say, well, I reckon it went out. And the goal umpire's going to say, well, I reckon it's a point. And we're going to throw it in. Probably the best result for your boys, Turks.
Yeah, more repeat stoppages. They get their dominance here with their good players around the footy. I think Shannon Pickering's resting forward, Trav Patton.
So in it comes. Patton does the ruck work, gets it down front and centre. Rosado bursts through. No one able to get him the footy. And we'll have a ball up, 20 out directly in front. They lead at 34-18 after a dominant second quarter to Thorpdale. Another one here would really be handy for them. Patton takes it out of the ruck, but he's tackled straight away. Hollins Birch gets a shoe on it. Goes to the top of the square. Jumper being held. Umpire doesn't pay a free kick. Stacks on the mill. Stoppage number 4. And let's see how we go this time. I'll probably throw Hollins Birch in the air rather than Trav Patton, but what do I know about anything? And they don't do that, and MDU win the stoppage, although the kick's turned over in a dangerous spot. Thorpe through numbers. Gorman snaps around the corner, top of the square. Got a hand to it. Minor score only. And they're ringing the changes down here. And old Cinderella's got his second shoe back, so he'll come back on for MDU, which is helpful. As MDU look to bring it in from full back, and it's pretty stagnant out there. They've gone really quiet here, the MDU boys, and they're just saying just kick it long down the line. They do the opposite and go short to a pocket where Tom Kerr marks. And he goes, am I going to kick it back to you in the goal square? No, I'm going to kick it long down the line. So he does. Sets himself underneath it. Does Cooper Quaife, gets out the back of the contest. Boundary line's probably a win here, and the boundary line they get. And there's about 20,000 boundary umpires down there who disagree.
The natives are restless.
But the bloke in the green shirt says, I've got the whistle and I'm the one getting paid. And just like the wedding singer, you will listen to everything I say as he tosses it back into play. Umpire Essler says free kick. And it's going to go the way of the big man in the ruck, Gav Lowe. Let's see what he can do with it from here, Truck.
Gavelo with the ball, centre wing. He goes in short, finds his man too there. Quick play by Thorpdale from half forward. Good mark by Harris in the pocket. So Harris now, he scored the last goal. And he will attempt to go for goal. And in good running mark and pass. Good lead by Thorpdale. Better position. And now they've got a chance.
Jeremiah Jones.
For Jones to maybe bring his first goal up on the board. Jeremiah Jones now, 30 out, slight angle, coming in, steady run up, lines up, looks off the boot.
Missed it.
For a goal.
Whoa!
Oh, must have moved behind the post.
Yeah, okay.
Did something.
We're not in a great position here, but that's a really important goal to Thorpe, and it's on the back of some serious forward 50 domination, I would suggest. Sam, you got those forward 50 stats at all?
Yep, Thorpdale are up to 18 and MDU have been stuck on 10 for some time.
Yeah, it felt that way watching, and the stats don't lie, unless you want them to lie, or you can make them lie.
Boy, there's some heavy hitters here going in the midfield for Thorpe. Rosado, Harris, Holland, Birch.
Starting to get a break now, Thorpdale. 6 goals, 5 to 2 goals, 6. So, yeah, a decent break. They've caught 4-3 this quarter to 1 point. Back in the centre now, Rosado bursts his way through the pack. Eventually gets ball on boot, looking for our flyers, and finding him down there too is Britton. Britton now, he runs quickly. A stupid little old kick, goes to ground, ball goes there. Good tackle laid on an MDU player, and that player was getting down there in Kerr. Kerr now on halfback. He goes wide onto centre wing where MDU have control of the ball with a strong mark. Now onto the centre position. Ball going free, man in front is an MDU player. He pushes the ball along further and further. A kick off the ground required. Pick up by Thorpdale. Umpire says tackle, holding the ball. No ball up forward pocket for the MDU side. 2 goals, 6 plays, 6 goals, 5. So Thorpdale with a bit of a break at this stage in the second quarter. Ball goes out of play, far side.
22 minutes played here too. Truck, a late goal here. Absolutely key for MDU. They need to hit the scoreboard this half, you would suggest.
Throw in again. Flies wanted, goes to ground. Ball all over, pushing, shoving. Rugby scrum, and the umpire will come in and ball it up again. We've done a lot of this afternoon as they can't seem to get the clearances from the ruck work, but Thorpdale coming in. Tackle laid upon that Thorpdale player. Umpire says...
On the ball.
Holding the ball, yes. Well, he dived into that, and he think it's the Braden Sellings with the free kick.
The kid in the lead tackled the tank. That's one you'll be writing down and telling people about.
G, 3 minutes to go.
So we've got the exact time. Now the kid in the lid, Sellings, has the ball. 45 out. They're all running into the goal square, looking to see whether the kid can kick the goal. It's a nice long kick, accurate kick. It is too, right through the middle for the Braden Sellings. That was a goal that the MDU really required. So they go to 3 goals, 6 to 6 goals, 5. A good kick there by Sellings.
Gets the run of play, definitely.
More impressed by the tackle, Dirks.
Yeah, takes a bit to get him down.
You're allowed to speak more than 2 words at a time, mate.
Nah, not when MDU scored. It's great tackle, reward for effort. Got to capitalise, and they definitely needed that.
So back in the middle we go. Umpire Essler gives it a little flick in the air. Lowe gets a forward tap to it. And then 7 human beings just jump on the footy. It drops out the back. And a little self-handball there. Sneaky work. And it works for Gorman, who gets onto the left shoe. Kicks around the corner. Down there in the Pickering direction, he gets a B-grade bounce. 2 MDU blokes run into each other. Cue the Benny Hill music. No one can take it cleanly. And the umpire will run on over and ball it up. Low side of the ground. Half-forward flank favouring the Thorpdale scoring end. They lead 41-24 at the moment. About 100 seconds of the first half left. Lowe does well, uses his body, creates some separation, gets a tap on it, but no one can get it clear. Essler comes in, flicks it up again. Plenty of height on that one. And Lowe wins it, punches a handball over the top, but it goes only as far as MDU. And they go a dangerous kick. If that doesn't stick, you're in trouble. You're in trouble with a capital T, although the handball over the top to no one worked. And they could be out of jail here if they can sink their slipper into this footy. They can't. Gets out the back. Kerr, been outstanding today. Puts a shepherd on now as well. Great work by him. He can have some votes. Loved his game. And now MDU settle things down. Can they find a winner? They can. Mark taken way up the field by Trent McRae. He plays on and gets on the right leg. Right shoe. Right shin, basically. He does travel a bit of distance, though. Gets out the back of the contest. Picking it up there on the fly is Pat Kerr. Haven't said his name much today. Drops out the back of that contest as well. Running towards the open goal. The kid in the lead outside of the shoe. Can't quite get it there. The goalkeeper comes in and kills it for a minor score only.
Jess Patullo back behind the footy. Must be red time. That's the lever tackle. Always pulls.
It looked ugly, but it was effective. They moved from end to end without a clear possession, basically. So that's Jesse Patullo back behind the footy. Is he allowed to kick in?
Jesse, no, you want to kick it to Jesse so he can mark it.
Fair enough. I'd kick it to Gavin Lowe so he can mark it. He doesn't do that, though. He drops it and the ball falls there towards Lacey. Lacey puts the pressure under his teammate with a handball. Umpire Essler loves it in front of the crowd. Pays holding the prune, and Thorpe off to the races. A handball out in front of Rosado. Bang! That's a decent collision. And then running onto the loose footy there. Really good play by Sam Wilson. Kicks to half forward. Setting up behind it. I'm not sure who the idiot is, Sam, but he's marked the footy all right, I would have thought, Britain.
No,
he plays
the
on in the middle of the ground, and he finds Harris. Harris gets onto the right shoe. A one-on-one in front of the footy. The big boys fly at it. No one can complete the mark. Ball comes to ground. Cracking in there with a second effort, Jeremiah Jones, but MDU through weighted numbers get it. They've got a short one on here, and they've got Shea Walsh on his Pat Malone. And that'll be the siren to end the second quarter. That was all Thorpdale for the early part, but a late MDU goal keeps them in touching distance. Half-time score, 3-7-25 to 6-5-41. Cracking quarter of footy there by your boys, Dirks, early on.
Definitely was. They got a seizure momentum in finals. They took advantage of theirs, but a late goal to MDU definitely keeps them in the hunt. And hopefully the break comes at the right time and Thorpe aren't down to one rotation for the rest of the game.
So more kicks for goal for MDU. They've had 10 at goal for 3-7, while Thorpdale 11 shots for 6-5. So more accuracy by the Thorpdale side enables them to have a 41-26 lead here at half time. We might go for a break and be back here in about 15 minutes after half time here at the footy between Thorpdale and MDU.
To the Willow Grove Rec Reserve, where MDU are just making their way back out onto the ground to start the second half of a big elimination final here against Thorpdale. Thorpdale had the better part of that second quarter, kicked a few goals, and they lead 6-4-40 to 3-8-26 at the halftime break. Statsman Sam's in the house, as he is for most of our finals games, and he's got some facts and figures and some numbers that'll explain to you why Thorpdale are getting the job done at the moment. Sam.
Right, well, the uncontested possessions, Thorpdale a bit better than the first quarter, but their efficiency rate is going through the roof, as Molly would say. Inside 450s, it's 14 to MDU, but Thorpdale did better with theirs, 19 with more efficiency in the front half.
And that's the end of that. Sam, I thought you had a few more for us, but nonetheless.
Thorpdale won the Senate Clear in the 6-2. They smashed them in the tackles. Thorpdale 28-20, and a lot of those successive tackles were in Thorpdale's front half.
And Dirk, you've been down the rooms at half time to check on our man, the Moose. What have you got for us?
Nah, no good. I don't think he's coming back. I think they're one on the bench for the rest of the game.
So just repeating, it was Geordie Patullo?
Yeah, Geordie Patullo ankle, and then Matt Powell also an ankle.
And both of them unlikely to return for the rest of the day. And if you're new to the Mid-Gippsland Football Netball League, you may not be aware there's only 3 on the bench in senior footy. So that leaves Daniel Taylor with just one person to rotate off the bench for the whole second half. And the one thing we know about the MDU side is they rotate very heavily through the midfield. They've got 6 or 7 blokes that can go through there. Is that going to be a problem for you boys, Dirks?
Yeah, it could be. Good to see you trying to keep up with the young people, dropping a 6-7 reference there, Scotty. Yeah, well, it's the way MDU play. They like speed on the ball and they like to run and gun. So fresh legs, you can tell, but Thorby just got to be smart with the footy, get their rest in when they can, and possess the footy or bottle it up, stoppage after stoppage. They are in front, so MDU have to catch them still.
And Truck, do you give the MDU boys any chance of negating the current deficit of 14 points and then getting in front at any point between now and the final hooter?
Well, they have to do that. They have to kick accurately. They got 3-8 on the board to 5-4. They just dropped a little bit, I think, in the first part of that quarter when Thorpdale started to move the ball well. They lost something in their play. I don't know what it was, but it's just that Thorpdale seemed to overcome anything that MDU could throw at them. But Thorpdale are looking good. They're looking fine. They've lost a couple of players like Geordie Patillo and Matt Powell doubtful. So it's going to be very hard for the Thorpe players to keep fresh, to keep interchanging with only one on the bench. But MDU, they've got a job ahead of them. They've got to make up a deficit. Then they've got to get ahead if they want to advance any further in the finals.
And not that I would say either of them are playing a bad game. Would we say the ruck battle's a 0-0 draw at the moment between Shelling and Lowe?
Yeah, they're both negating each other. And as I said earlier on, when the ball goes to ground, it's dived on by about 20 players. So there's no clean breakaway in the centre of the ground.
So it looks like it's going to be Jamie Yule, Zach Carroll and Steve Forrester in the middle for the MDU boys to start this quarter. Although Steve now looks like he's going to jog on down to the back line and get out of there, and he'll leave behind Jason Kennedy, although he might now be going to the wing, Dirk. So they're all making lies of me, and it's actually going to be Jarvis Lacey starting in there. You did say that Lacey had provided a tag earlier in the year.
Yep, so I think he's now, I reckon he'll go straight to Rosado here. Rosado, Harris and Holland Birch in there for Thorpdale to start.
And it'll be Lowe versus Shelling in the ruck. And we got things off to a reasonable start in the first quarter, Truck, and I'll take accountability for that. Let's see what you can do to get the third quarter underway, the premiership quarter, when the real champions stand up. So let's see if we can't get an 8 or 9 goal quarter here and get ourselves a ripping last term in about 30 minutes' time.
So the umpire ready to throw it up in the middle, checking with both side boundary umpires, and we're waiting now for the siren. Come on, umpire, we got your photo. Waiting for the ball up, no one on the ground, it shouldn't be on there. Cougar Milson's taken on Nagel up in the forward pocket, full forward, ball back in the centre, waiting now, toss up. Low and Sellings. Low gets the tap down, goes to ground, pushed forward by MDU. They're bursting through the pack. No one can get a clear view on it. Now Zach Carroll has the ball. He gets grabbed by the neck. And Rosado grabs the ball and he's off. But the umpire said, bring it back.
It's a touch of the Rambo look about him at the moment,
He was,
Dirks.
yeah. The only thing missing is the machine gun. As Zach Carroll gets caught with the ball, but the umpire says holding the man. Zach Carroll centre half back for MDU with the resulting kick. Carroll now, long kick, up the line, up to half forward. No one there, though. Goes to a dispossession there as Thorpdale now can get the run of the ball. Running through the centre. Good play there. Finds the hyphen with the ball on the centre wing. He goes wide to the throw-in for a good mark on the half forward. Pickering.
Strange there, Dirks. A change 30 seconds in.
Pickering forward pocket for Thorpdale. He drives the ball long, further in there. Good lead out for the Thorpe side. Got a chance now
Sean
to
Fella.
put it's Fella. And Fella now has probably 40 out directly in front for Thorpdale. They could go to their 7th goal. Fella has not scored a goal this game yet. He's a left footer. Goes in, goes bang, through the middle, straight through. Hits my car on the rebound, but not to worry. It's a goal there for Thorpe. They go to 7 goals 4. And that's exactly what Thorpdale needed now to carry on for the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, Dirks, I noticed you didn't miss the Thorpdale goal, but you missed the MDU interchange 30 seconds in that happened right in front of you that I was pointing to.
I was wondering why Thorpe would make a change to one on the bench, but you just you want your good kickers kicking the footy. The ball gets to Shannon Pickering, probably the best kick in the comp. Laces Sean Fowler out 30 metres out.
Best kick in the comp, if you don't mind.
Name me one better.
Well, do you only want one or do you want several? I'll throw the ball in the air and I'll get back to you shortly when I say a few names like Jack Weston. There's one for you. Brett Eddy, there's another one for you. Thorpe win the clearance and go forward. They go in the direction of that man Fowler. He can't take it cleanly at ground level and it stacks on the mill. 3-4 of them pile onto him. MDU win at ground level. Flick a handball back, but Rosado intercepts, kicks to the dangerous spot. And no one can complete the mark. That's panic stations deluxe here for MDU. They're literally falling over themselves to try and prevent another goal. Another one, and they're in all sorts of trouble. Eddie and Weston in the mix or not?
Oh, one's a goal kicker. We're talking field kicking here.
Weston then?
Yeah.
Well, ball gets tossed up. No one able to get their hand on it. The umpire with the quickest whistle in the history of the human race comes back in and says, I'll throw it in the air again. So up it goes. Patton doing the ruck work in the forward 50. Gets it backwards to go forwards. The handball can't find a target, though. MDU with the numbers initially. Thorpdale go back and get their hands on it through Gorman. Now it pops out there further to Hayden Britton. Kicks to a dangerous spot. MDU with the old double fist defence. Try and just catch the footy while it's in the air. Hollands Birch flicks up a handball. They could have gone backwards again, but they go back to Hollands Birch and that big left leg. He reels around, puts it into a dangerous spot. Plenty of G&D shown there by the MDU defence. Wilson comes in, Yule comes in even, keeps it alive, shoots a handball down the hill, and MDU will get the ball out of their defensive 50, and the boundary line will be a big win for them, I would have thought, and over it goes.
Yeah, that was Rosado. We've just no one else on the wing but him in the boundary line, so good result for MDU there.
Throwing our far side. Plays set. Sellings is in there. Big arms go out. He gets the tap. Now MDU are away on the centre wing. A good bit of fast play running into half forward. Flyers wanted, got it, missed the ball there though as Thorpdale can try and clear up though. MDU kick off the ground into the goals and it's only
It's on the 4, I think.
It was out on the 4, yes. Just on the other side of the boundary line.
Brendan Mason, Dirks?
Shannon's better.
I can tell you Maso's not listening because he hasn't texted in to nominate himself. So Milsom now kicks it out to the half-back flank. Challenge puts the hands up, can't complete the mark. MDU with numbers at ground level. Ends up in the hands of Yule again. Kicks to a dangerous spot, 1v1. Ball comes to ground. Nagel beaten in the air again today. And the umpire says that's holding the footy. And the free kick's going to go MDU's way. They need this goal big time. And they're going to take the shot from about 30 out, slightly down the hill. And we're all holding our breath to see who's got the rock in their hand.
I reckon it's Paddy Kerr. It's my educational guess.
Okay, Paddy Kerr. Let's run with that. Gee, Tom Kerr's been good today. Someone you probably don't expect to play elite level finals footy. Usually more of a foot soldier. I think he's been fantastic across half back.
And the brother Knack too, he's been playing well.
That's the one. That's him. Yeah, brother of. So in they come for this important shot at goal. Kick on its way. Gets into celebration mode nice and early. You like that. Plenty of confidence when the ball comes off the boot.
Nagel.
And it's going to hurt me to say this, but it's Nick Nagel. Dirk, you were wrong.
Yeah, no, must have really hurt you to say that.
Torn up inside. Nah, it's hard to tell sometimes, mate. I'm hearing you. Mark, free kick and goal.
That was his first for the afternoon too, Nick Nagel. He's got one. Pat Kerr one. Trent McRae one. And Braden Sellings one for the MDU side. So they go up to 4 goals 8 to 7 goals 4. So back in the centre again. Big tab Sellings, can't get the knock. Thorpdale through low. Roserto grabs the ball, gets grabbed around the head.
High fend off.
So now Thorpdale lose the free kick. It goes to MDU in the centre, looking for the further on. Can't get the ball. Good spoil. Now they pick up through Harris. He gets the ball onto his boot. Up to half forward. Flyers wanted. Thrown out of the way. A chance for MDU. They do clear the ball. Now the Demons away on the centre wing. The man in the pink boots, Tom Corrie. Corrie now has control of the ball. Centre wing. He goes up to half forward. Good mark taken down there for the Demons. Now they're away. They're still outside 50. Now they're inside 50. Forward pocket. Running good lead for the Demons. And is that Nagel?
Reversal.
Oh,
It's a reversal.
He turned it around. It was Nagel.
Paddy Kerr beat Jacob Patullo on the lead, and Nick Nagel sat JP on his arse.
So Thorpdale now can clear the ball from back to Harris. Harris halfback for the Blues. He decides to go further wide, and now a chance for Milson, was it? Kicks the ball.
Burgess, the captain.
He goes wide to the centre wing. Ball is still in motion. Tackle laid on an MDU player. Umpire says, my ball, and I'll ball it up.
So Dirks, who gave away the free?
Nagel. There's a bit of feeling between Patullo, Nagel, and Kerr and all the boys down there in that back line. It just bubbled over a bit, and probably not the smartest idea to give away a free kick when your teammate's having a shot 30 metres out directly in front.
Would have got you back within 2 straight kicks, and now the ball's on the half-forward flank at the other end. You wouldn't want to cough up a goal here. Umpire waves them to play on, so play on they do. MDU with their hands on the footy, and the umpire's found a free kick, and it's going to go Thorpe's way.
Aaron Harris again.
Harris has been outstanding. He's got to be on the vote card. He kicks the ball in towards the leading Patton. Patton just gives a little nudge, and the umpire says that's quite okay. Takes the mark, but I tell you what, you can have the shot on goal from there on your own. He's at the bottom of the hill.
Left footer, though.
Hard up against the boundary. The left foot helps. But gee whiz, is there a tougher spot to kick a goal from on this ground?
Pretty hard.
So up he comes. The crowd will let you know. Gets a little arc, left shoe on its way.
Good
They
goal.
get into celebration mode nice and early. He might be a better kick than Shannon himself.
Nah, that's his first right spinning drop punt of the year.
Well, not a bad time to do it when you kick the goal halfway through the third quarter and extend your side's lead in an elimination final. Wonderful finish by Trav Patton.
Yeah, Patton, that adds another stick to the picket fence they got. We've got 7 players on 1 at the moment for Thorpdale, so they're racking up the goals. It doesn't matter who gets them as long as they get them. 8 goals, 4 plays, 4 goals, 8.
It's like Dirk's batting card during summer. Just picket fences.
Yeah, just rotate the strike for Jags and Moose to do the damage at the other end.
Do you usually get as high as 7 though, Dirks?
Yeah.
Come on, mates. Up she goes in the middle. Low goes whack and gets the ball heading in the Thorpdale direction. They're up and about. Harris says, give me the prune. And he does. And he gets it back to a teammate who goes left foot up to half forward. Lovely little bit of body work there. Can't complete the mark, though. MDU with the numbers. Batted down there really well by Jack Cole. Gets the ball going Thorpe's direction. Running shot on goal. And wowee, that would have put some pepper in your step, all right, because that would have been an absolute ripper to Thorpe.
Deserved the goal. Did the 1%er and then nearly got the reward at the end.
Minus score only, however, and MD will bring it back in. They've got to be the next to score. Let's get him a goal here, Truck.
As I'm not sure who gets the fullback job, kicking the ball out, but eventually they get the ball to half forward. Or
Oh, no.
Kick off the ground required by Rosado. He gets tackled. That was a missed kick by the full-back. And I'm not sure what happened there, but he didn't kick the ball. He came in to try to. The umpire says my ball, but good smother.
For some reason, he thought he'd try to sell candy to Rosado 10 metres out from his own goal.
And it's right in the goal square. No one is attempting to pick up the ball. It's a bit of a scrum down there as no one can get it, and it's kicked or defended well by MDU.
Oh, he doesn't have that.
Pocket. The umpire saw that. You saw that, Dirks. And it's a free kick to Fella in the forward pocket.
Could Rosado have gone off the ground then, Dirks?
He could have, but that wouldn't have looked as cool if he didn't pick it up and barge through him and put it into Blue Rock.
So Fella now has a kick in the forward pocket.
You're looking at what we're looking at, mate. Sean Fella comes in, tight angle, should have given it to Patton. Goes across the face, minor score only.
They're housemates. They would have been trying to outdo each other.
That's why you get paid the big bucks, Dirks. The inside intel. Get 100% pay rise every ripping quote you come up with. And if you're good at MASH, you'll know 100% of nothing.
It's still
nothing. Double time on Sundays too. MDU bring it in and go low side of the ground, gets out the back of the contest. They need a winner here. They can't find one. Cole again, chips the ball in, all on his own. Gorman on the left leg, pushes to play on and then goes back. There's no moose in the square. He goes in that direction anyway. Patton sets himself 3 deep, flies. No one can take the mark. Harris at ground level, flicks a handball backwards. MDU under siege. Should have just conceded a point. And they do eventually do exactly that. They've got to roll these boys up. They've got to get Nagel up the field. They've got to get Kerr up the field and find someone to take a mark at the centre half back or on a wing.
Yeah, Nagel will catch a cold down there. He's got nothing at the moment.
They just can't get the ball past half back. Short little kick in. That's not a bad start. We don't mind that. Mark taken out there. By Cooper Quaife in the back pocket. His little kick shows a lot of the footy to Fella. Fella gets a fist on it. Sits up in front of the coach's box. Shelling's out the back, gets it, dishes off a handball. There's a big torp, a big mung, and the kid in the lid takes it on the chest like it was part of the plan. That's exactly how he drew it up, he says, Braden Sellings. He then kicks to the leading forward. He gets shoved underneath the footy, and the boundary line will win the argument. But from an MDU point of view, at least it's at the right end of the ground because they trail by the best part of 4 goals at the moment. It's 32, plays 55, 23 points in it.
13-minute mark of the third quarter, and Thorpe's one rotation is about to come onto the ground. So everyone's run 13 minutes. Heath Ferguson will run on now for the last half of the quarter, you'd think.
Shellings gets the ball going forward, but they haven't got the numbers at ground level to win it. It comes back to where he was. Lowe takes it off him, hacks it something like forward. The umpire says play on because it hasn't gone 15. MDU do exactly that. They kick back to a 2v1. Ball pitches ordinarily there for Corrie. Flicks over the top. Thorpdale, don't be too cute, Mitchy Gorman. Don't handball back there. Just get rid of it, I would have thought. And MDU managed to hold the ball in their forward 50. And this repeated forward 50 stoppage stuff is how they got their goals in the first term. Let's see if they can get another one here.
Hayden Britton has absolutely cheated forward here too. He is by himself, but someone's coming back to him now.
So the big boys go at it. No one can get it clear. It goes in the general direction of the MDU goal, but there's just a rolling maul of humanity. Now it gets into a little bit of space, and umpire wrestlers found a free kick.
Gorman for holding.
And it's going to go to Mitch Gorman for being held onto. And that's gone against Nick Nagel as well, which will only enhance his mood ever so slightly. And Gorman's kick goes down the line looking for Holland's Birch. It gets over the back of his head. Making space where there wasn't any there was Jeremiah Jones. He kicks the ball into the forward 50. Great use of the body there by Harris. No, the umpire says it wasn't great use. It was illegal use. And MDU will take the relieving free kick at centre half back. And they go down the hill from Kieran Bone. Finds a teammate who marks on his chest and plays on via the left leg to centre wing. Out there in plenty of space is Forrester. Can he win the footy? That he can. Straightens up and goes into the forward 50. Nagel on the charge, gets the Dukes up. Good spoil from behind. And the umpire's paid him a free. And the umpire's playing a bit of the old pat on the bum, pat on the head. And there's umpire wrestler giving it a 50. I told you to keep counting them, Sam.
Yeah, Patullo just put the ball on the ground. Didn't give it back to Nagel.
So hang on. The umpire's coming in. He's going to talk to someone.
Nagel will now go to the goal line. and just kick the simplest of goals. And even that he's managed to make a small mess of by running into the bloke on the man on the mark, and then gets a little cheeky and dinks a wedge over his head. For a much-needed MDU goal, they move on to 5-8-38. They trail by 17 points now. Sam, what do you got for us?
That was the first 50-metre free kick paid by an umpire at the 15-minute mark of the third quarter.
For today, you're saying?
For today.
I reckon there might have been one earlier.
I think there was, yeah.
I know there was.
Paddy Kerr back on the ground now. Nagel, just the old swap-a-roo, Nagel for Kerr.
5-8 players, 8-7, with Thorpdale still in the lead. Third quarter, ball up in the centre. Players are in there shelling. He goes for the tap, gets the ball to ground underneath his Carroll for MDU. He gets tackled with the ball, thrown to the ground. Umpire will come in, ball it up once again.
Just a bit of game sense here, Dirk. Thorpe may be missing a couple of opportunities and leaving this game open when it should have been shut down by now.
Yeah, you're biting off too much more than you can do. Obviously, finals pressure, but just going quick when you don't have to. And you've got to remember, you're not going to have the run in the legs. You've got to preserve energy.
So Thorpe win this stoppage in the middle of the ground. Gorman again, who's really come into the game in this third term, gets around one, runs his full complement, then gets onto the left shoe, kicks to a dangerous spot. Beautiful body work down there, and a wonderful mark taken in defence. The second one in the space of a couple of minutes. The kick not quite as good this time, but they've come high side. 1v1, that's Tank. Don't try and take him on's my advice, and they don't. The kick comes down the line here. Pickering goes back and completes a solid grab.
We paid it.
And the two boys end up rolling around on the ground. Clever play there by Trent McRae just to slow things down for Shannon Pickering, who's two kicks from the Thorpdale goal, high side of the ground. He's going to make it 3 kicks by going short. Mark taken. So they'll roll from there through Burgess. Burgess goes to the hot spot at the top of the square. The big boys set themselves. Where's Patton? He's just gone shove with both hands. Smashed it through the big sticks, but the umpire said,
paid the frame.
I saw the push, and that footy is gone. G-O-N-E gone. You'll find that on eBay during the week. I can still see it bouncing down the hill out there. Trucky, you want to do a song and dance routine for us?
I think so, yeah.
The Gold Coast Ball Thieves have made their way to land.
That's it. I think they need a net still down that side. Too late in the season to put one on. As the ball is relayed back into the centre of the ground, a lot of players looking into the sun down on the western end. We're waiting for the kick out by MDU after that free kick in the square. MDU now relieving the kick. Kick up to centre half forward. Nearly a good mark. Yes, they're running now from near centre. Stops and props, loses control of the ball, but eventually they come away again. A chance now for MDU. 2 players on the loose. Can they get one? Can they hand pass? They do, up into the forward pocket with the Sellings to get the mark in the forward pocket.
Scotty's just lost his chair.
Yep.
He got up in a hurry.
Trying to see around the corner and tip the chair over. Thanks, boys.
Sellings now in the forward pocket. He goes lateral and turnover for the MDU side as they come in.
That's straight up horrible, that is. You've got to go to the top of the square and give yourself a chance.
That's where you want your ruckman to be, though.
As Thorpdale now run the ball through the centre of the ground. A high kick. Looking for players down there. Can't get the mark on the far side. 1 against 1 there. Crawling on the ground. MDU player tries to pick it up. Gets a hand pass across. Now to Zach Carroll. He goes towards the scoreboard. MDU trying to control the ball. They can't find the handle. Thorpdale pick it up and run it towards the boundary line. Through the feet of the Thorpdale player. Can't get it. Ball on the ground again. As the umpire says, come on my ball, fellas, as they're trying to get it forward. And it eventually, with Thorpdale, have control of the ball, and it goes out of play. A lot of mistakes out there as players trying to pick up the ball. They're jumping all over each other, and they're not getting their hands on the ball.
5:40 left.
So we get a throw in, third quarter. In there is Sellings. He gets a tap for MDU out to his rover. Now they're on the way up into the forward pocket. Flyers wanted. Good defence there by Thorpdale, bringing the ball down. A chance now for the MDU player.
McRae!
He gets the goal, and that was a good one. Good reply for MDU. They go to 6 goals, 8. McRae's second goal this afternoon.
Who got that stoppage, Dirk? The ruck work was absolutely outstanding.
That was perfect challenge. I think it was Tom Kerr kicked it in, but the crumb, front and centre, it's where you want your smalls to be. Front and centre, one step, didn't have much to go. And Trav Patton has just ran to the bench on the forward line to give some message as an assistant coach. I'm guessing it will be Jesse Patullo behind the footy. But who knows? We'll wait and see. 5 minutes left. Thought we didn't need that.
8-7-5-3, 8-7-6-8. So still plenty of interest in the game so far. Third quarter, Rosado grabs the ball out of the middle for Thorpdale. Up into the forward pocket. Flyers wanted. MDU need to defend here. Kick off the ground by Thorpdale. Rolling. And rolling in for only a minor score.
Two straight even kicks.
8-8 plays 6-6. 6-8. So Thorpe, MDU bringing the ball back from defence. They're running towards the boundary. Not a mark there as two Thorpdale players converge on it, and they eventually through fell into
on
the forward pocket.
the left, Shannon Pickering on the upper. Laced him.
So he's kicked by Shannon to Fella.
See that one, Scotty?
Yeah, it's an absolutely outstanding kick. I see Jack Weston do that a dozen times a week.
So Fella now, he's already got 1 goal. Can he be the smart fella for Thorpdale to get another one on the board? And he doesn't. He goes wide, goes for a minor score. 8 goals, 9, Thorpdale. To 6 goals, 8.
Real waste of the silver service because that was elite by Pickering. Round the corner under pressure and just laced him out. He actually couldn't drop that mark. But nonetheless, it doesn't count unless you get it through the big sticks. And MDU will bring it back into play and go defensive side. And that's going to land in about centre wing. They really want this to get out the back, and it does. And they are off to the races here. Lead comes from Carroll. Drops his head when he perhaps shouldn't have. Turns the footy over, and this is going to rebound back real rapid.
Ferguson went for the line and he found it.
It's a very, very clever kick there by your man Ferg. He's gone, I'm not going to make it too obvious, but I'm going to make it obvious enough.
Game 200, I thought he'd have some smarts by now.
That's just, experience and clever footy. When the mark got dropped, he looked up and just went, righto, boundary line's a win, and if nothing else, it's going to take him 4 kicks to get it back here. But Thorpe win the stoppage anyway and go to half forward. Fella in position A, gets the ball spoiled away from him. Ball hits the deck. MDU back in numbers early, but they've got to hit a handball target rather than keep it on the deck, and they can't. And really good frontal 50 pressure by Thorpe. And we'll see a stoppage about 45 out directly in front of their goal. And Trav Patton, like the most eager kid in the world, has got his hand in the air saying, I'll do the ruck, and then just jumps straight past the footy. But he'll get a second chance at it as umpire Essler comes in. This time about 39 metres out from the goal. Tosses it in the air. Let's see how he goes this time. Patton goes straight past it, sack him. He can't ruck. Ball comes out the back, MDU's favour. Just pick it up and kick it. Hasn't got it and gets a free kick for being held on to. Defensive side of 50. He's got numbers high side if he wants to. Goes low side. Disappointing. But now the handball's flicked over the top. There we go. The handball over the top. And they're running into that forward 50 now. The lead comes into the dead pocket. The two Dukes go up and the big fist comes from behind. Is that Benny Britton putting the fist on?
That was Cougar Milson. Cougar Milson's had Nagel all day.
So they've been good down there, the two key defenders.
Well, it took them 2 years to finally switch the matchup. Nick Nagel went 7-7-6 on Jacob O'Toole, and they finally swapped it this year.
Clever. Ball tossed in the forward 50. No one able to take it at ground level. MDU just trying to force it forward any way possible. And a few of the Thorpe boys have got their hands in the air like they're at a rock and roll concert appealing for the free kick. And the ruckman will go at it here. Both ruckmen got their hand on it this time, which is better than what we saw at the other end. But we got the same result with yet another stoppage. Clock's ticking away. Late goal here, huge in the context of this game. Schelling gets his hand to it first. Thorpe at ground level, a little hack kick off the ground by Rosado. There's always Turkish at the end of 2 minutes. So we'll ball this one into play, far side of the ground, true centre wing. Tap goes in the Thorpe direction. MDU set up pretty well behind it, can't take the ball cleanly. Rosado can, gets onto the right shoe, kicks to the high side. Position A is Harris, can't complete the marker, comes to ground. MDU go thump, let's just get it the hell out of here. And luck's a fortune as it hits a teammate right in the guts. And they're able to play on and come up to half forward. That was Connor Crone with the footy. He gets it further afield to McRae. McRae's been awesome. He dishes a handball off there to a teammate in Wilson. They then go to the top of the square. 1v1. Put a shepherd on, gets the A-grade bounce.
Nah, paid it. Paid the free. I thought you could get away with anything on the goal line.
Gee whiz. Gee whiz. For the sake of the game.
Would have been a miraculous goal there too by McRae. He ran the boundary and almost got it, but Thorpdale now had the ball back in their defensive zone. Far side the ground control by Thorpdale. Running towards the centre of the ground now. Left foot kick into half forward. Flies under there, but it's a mark to MDU in defence. So the Demons bring the ball back through the centre to Sellings. Sellings out onto centre wing. Now the D's have control. One bounce, two bounce. Eventually gets the kick up into the forward pocket. Nagel's in there. He gets pushed out of the way and the ball goes out of play.
Yep, out of bounds now.
Great one-on win by Milson again.
Yes, he's certainly wearing Nagel very well this afternoon.
Well, as they say in the classics, don't get beaten by what you know. We've swapped the match up the last 2 times, and Cougar Milson has won it so far, both times.
So the ball gets tossed into play about 40 around from the MDU goal, probably a minute or so to go. Thorpdale win it but can't clear it. Snap around the corner there from Jamie Yule, goes to a dangerous spot. Who's going to win at the ground level? I'll tell you who's going to win at the ground level is MDU through Shea Walsh, but his kick goes astray and registers a minor score only. And Shannon Pickering has just run the length of the field.
Yep.
And said, give me the footy. James Durkin said, I'm the best kick in the comp. I'll do the kicking in. Thank you very much.
With a minute to go, just take the easy one, I think.
He plays on and then goes thump as long as he can. He's kicked out the best part of 60 to a one-on-one. And that is as serious a push as you'll see. But Gorman gets away with it, then turns on the Jets. Throws it on the right shoe. Puts it out in front of Harris. 1v1, downside of the forward 50. Gorman again gets his hands on it to Britton. Handballs over the top to no one in particular. Siren about to go. And that'll be all she wrote. And we're set up for a cracking last quarter. 2 goals separate these two sides. 3 plays 4. Elimination final football. It is 6-9-45 plays 8-9-57. We've got the close one, Truck.
We certainly have this afternoon, and MDU put a lot of pressure on that term, but they're still trading 2 goals. Thorpdale did very well with goals in that term to Fella and Patton. So they're very competitive out there. It's anyone's game this afternoon. 2 goals in it. 6-9 plays 8-9. Just looking through the goal kickers at the moment. Sean Fella for Thorpdale 1. Rosado 1, Patton 1, Jones 1, Harris 1, Patillo 1, and Matt Powell 2. But Matt Powell won't take any more play this afternoon, unfortunately, and also Geordie Patillo is out as well. For MDU, their goal scorers Nick Nagel 2, Pat Kerr 1, Trent McRae 2, and Braden Sellings 1. All in all, 6-9, 8-9. 3-quarter time here at the elimination final at Hill End between MDU and Thorpdale.
welcome back to Willow Grove, where we've got a cracking contest. 4th versus 5th elimination final footy. Winning you're in, losing you're done for the year. And it's Thorpdale holding on to a 2-goal lead at the last break. MDU really came back into the game again in the second half of that quarter. We are worried Thorpe down to 1 on the bench. Their fitness may run out, but Sam Crane's about to tell us all the facts and figures, all the stats and all the numbers and all the reasons why MDU are able to get back into the contest.
Rightio, MDU 22 tackles early in the game were little as compared to Thorpdale 26. 6 inside centre clearances for Thorpe, 2 for MDU, 8 inside 50s for MDU, which came later in the game. They both got 45 contested possessions each, but the MDU turned their ship around and were more efficient. As uncontested, they're roughly the same. Free kicks, Thorpdale 10 and MDU 70, and there's one 50-metre penalty paid to MDU that quarter, and yes, I was incorrect. There was a 50-metre penalty paid to Thorpdale in the second quarter.
Good work by you, Sam. Now, I'm going to ask you, Truck, if you're the MDU coach, what are you doing to kick 2 more goals than your opponents this quarter? And then you're getting the same question the other way around, Dirks.
Well, I think you'd have to get the ball out of centre quick, get it out of centre, move it quickly up to their forward line. Don't give Thorpdale any chance to get near the ball. They've got to have a clear clearance from the middle.
Out of the middle, that's the answer. Dirks, and what have Thorpe got to do to retain or extend their 2-goal lead?
I think you've just got to be smart with it, smart with your rotations. Shannon Pickering, Trav Patton have played a lot of footy today forward of the football. Should be fit. They're both very fit. Could they go into the midfield for 10 minutes to give Harris, Hohen, Birch, Rosado just a little breather some stage this quarter just to get, with 1 less rotation, or 2 less rotations, to just get the ball moving forward. They're good midfielders. They're good players. And I reckon they need to get the ball into Jesse Patullo's hands. He could be the difference here. And
question without notice to you, Dirks, because you're the Thorpdale expert. If you were the MDU coach, would you consider changing your forward 50 structure, given that Nagel and Kerr's simply not working, or do you back in what's got you to where you are?
Nah, the big boys don't get any small in the last 5 minutes of the elimination final. You've got to back them in. It's what you get them to the club to do. You get them to the club to win games like this. You don't get them to the club to beat Tura at Tura.
And you don't look to change something up. You're happy to say, this got us where we are, and this is going to get us over the line. We're going to live by the sword, die by the sword.
We also just don't have to be too Nagel and Kerr conscious. I think, what's his name?
McRae?
Yeah, McRae has been on fire. He's really taken Burgess and O'Connell to places they really don't want to be. And Shea Walsh, your X factors. If you have a different look, if you get it into their hands a bit more up forward, they're going to score.
Yeah, because not that anyone's bothered to ask me, my thoughts were that I'd bring Nagel and Kerr up the field. I think they're falling down across the wing every now and again for a long kick option. I'd bring them up and start those guys at half forward, and then I'd go McRae and a small out of the square and just change the dynamic. I just think if they don't change something up, they're going to keep kicking the ball into that forward 50 and going to keep getting the same results.
If one of the ruckmen can get on top, it'll also decide the game. That's been 50-50. If Lowe can dominate for 20 minutes, give Rosado first use.
Yeah, that's a fair call, because both ruckmen, I think, would definitely have their name in their side's best 6 players at the end of the game. But in terms of one beating the other, this is as close to a 50-50 contest as you can get. I don't know that either's dominated around the ground. And in terms of the actual ruck work, it's a pure 50-50 for me, that one as well. So we'll see how we go. Just looking in the middle there, what have they done out of the middle?
The big 3, Hohen, Birch, Rosado and Harris.
And it looks to me like Corey's gone in there for MDU, and he'll be joined in there by Lacey, who was doing that tagging job. Yule would obviously have to be in there, you would suspect, and then Schelling to do the ruck. So Harris is going to start right next to Yule. 2 of those blokes will be in the conversation for best on for their respective sides. So that'll be a watch this space. And we've probably got a few seconds to kill here because there's a couple of stragglers.
A couple of dogs.
They've come to the huddle.
How did the dogs get in?
Well,
who let the dogs out?
Yeah, the Baha man, I believe.
That was on pre-game for the Thorpe boys too.
I did hear that and thought, where am I? Is this 1991 somewhere? And then the Gambler started blaring out of the MDU rooms. I thought it was 1971 somewhere, but nonetheless, date check, 2026. Here we are. Elimination final, 1 quarter to go in the season for one of these 2 sides. Is it MDU going home or is it Thorpdale going home? And for the winner, what do they get to come up against next week, Dirks?
Ooh, they get to play the best team in the comp.
Fish Creek, the best team in the comp.
Yep.
Shannon Pickering, the best kick in the league, and Fish Creek, the best team in the comp. You heard it all here first. Might be a one and done for you, I think, Turks. Righto, Truck, let's see if you can get a clearance and get MDU the first goal.
Sellings, he can't get the tap, but it's low, gets the tap down for Thorpdale. Big tackle lay down there, and the umpire will bring it in and ball it up once again. This is happening too frequently in this match. The ball comes out of the centre, immediately 10 players land on it as Thorpdale now through Rosado gets the ball out. But the umpire comes a free kick to MDU. Sellings in the middle. Sellings gets a hand pass across. Now stops and props back to Sellings. He can kick the ball. He does. Half forward. Flyers. Knock on. Chance now for MDU. Kick off the ground required. They can't do so. They do eventually. But they're coming in. A tackle laid down there. Cougar Milson's in there. He gets the tackle. But the umpire says you'll throw it up in the half forward pocket for the MDU side. It's where the MDU team need the ball if they want to score. Tap down, Thorpdale, get the ball to ground. Players come in again, and we'll have a repeat hand ball up. So interesting stages of this game just started in the last quarter. In the MDU scoring zone, ball goes to ground again. No one can get the handle on it, and we'll have a repeat ball up. I think the umpire's got leather poisoning down there. He's handled the ball so much, throw up in the air, then a big punch out there by Lowe, again by Sellings. Ball goes to ground, a chance for MDU now. The Demons have control on the boundary line, and it's ricocheted off a Thorpdale player, but kicked out on the fall by MDU, and a free kick will be taken by Thorpdale in the back pocket.
This will tell us a bit here, Truck, I reckon, if they go down the hill, whether or not they're just going to try and lock things down or whether they're going to come up high side and try and score. Because he's got it on the high side.
I think they should kick as long as they can.
High side, that's where he's going to go. Lowe's got a lead on. Britton comes from 3 deep, gets a fist to it, brings it to the ground. No one able to take it cleanly. Britton now, like a cat, gets back to his feet, snaps it around the corner, gains 35 metres and gets a bit of boundary line action, which will be pretty good news for the Thorpey boys. Someone just ran past the bench and asked Tack for a swap, and Tack said, "Are you going to swap with me?" We've got one on the bench, Thorpey. They've been down a rotation since quarter time, down 2 rotations since half time. They're doing it the tradesman's way, but they lead by 12 points a couple of minutes into this last quarter. They keep tapping the ball to Tank, though, and he keeps getting jumped on by the MDU boys. We might need a plan B here, Truck, see if we can tap it to someone else maybe.
The way they're going, Harris has had a great game this afternoon, so has Yule. 2 players pitted against each other, but both have had an influence on both their teams. Throwing again, Sellings and low and high, gets the ball down to ground, but the free kick though paid to Cole of Thorpdale with the free kick on centre wing. So eventually he'll get the ball. What's he going to do, kick it long?
Sellings are set up
Jack
behind
Cole now has the ball, centre wing for Thorpdale. He goes a chip kick, looking for a teammate running through, looking in his son. Quick hand pass across to Pickering. Pickering's kick goes into the half-forward line. Prize wanted, and the flyer there was the big one in Casey for MDU. He goes wide towards the scoreboard. Now kicking on the centre wing. They're running free now through Jamie Ewell. Ewell has control of the ball, centre wing. Carroll now, he goes in forward. Now the man with the lid, Sellings, he goes wide. MDU have got the run on, but push out there, a chance for the full forward. He gets hands on his knees. That was Nagel, gets a hand pass across, and a goal.
Again. He's everywhere.
So that's a good goal for MDU. Who scored that one?
Number 6.
6.
Trent McRae.
He's got his third for the afternoon.
He's threatening to take this game away from Thorpdale, Trent McRae.
I just noticed Nagel playing a little bit higher too, Dirks. He's had 2 contests out near the top of the 50, which has created that space behind him, which they've run onto, and subsequently been able to kick a goal. So maybe separating
the 2 big boys.
The 2 big boys has been the key, and McRae acting as that hybrid third down there. But nonetheless, 6 points in it now. Here we go, back in the middle. 51 plays 57. Thorpey in front. The ruckman go at it. Sellings gets a tap down. Gets a clearance at ground level, and Rosado says, "Not on my watch," and he bursts through 3, 4, hacks it into the forward 50. The big boys fly. No one can take a mark. You can't just take it off your teammate and say you marked it. But he plays on straight away to Britton. Gets it into a dangerous spot. But through the weight of numbers, Kerr again been outstanding. Flares the ball out wide, which is apparently a commentator saying these days to Kennedy. Kennedy goes forward and they've got the ball on the wing. One bounce. Have a second. Cover yourself in glory. Kicks into the leading forward. 1v1. Uh-oh. The mark's taken out there by Nagel.
They don't get any smaller, do they?
They don't get any smaller, but it's good to see him playing up from the square and getting involved in the game. And Nagel now, not quite as hard as Patton's kick earlier, but he's on the downside. He's a couple of metres in from the boundary and maybe a couple of metres further out. But cometh the hour, cometh the man. If this goes through, he's half a chance to jump the fence and scull a tinny. He likes a celebration, does our man Nagel. He's got a little crew in front of him as well. They look to be wearing the red and blue colours. Kick on its way. They get in the celebration mode. He gets the both Cobras up. And for no reason, minor score.
Handy point, as they say in the classics.
Yeah, handy point gets it back to 5. Would have rather scores level, but nonetheless, here come the rotations for MDU. The cavalry arrives as Thorpe bring the ball back into play. Mark taken by Ben Britton. 40 metres out from his own goal. He kicks the turnover. He's turned it over in a horrendous spot. And speaking of horrendous, the flying shot on goal from Forrester was exactly that. 1 point.
Got 2 Shannon conscious there. You can kick the ball. You can give the ball to people that aren't Shannon.
So 4 points the margin now. Thorpe pinned into their own defensive 50 for the last minute and a half. They just got to get the ball up and out. Short kick first was fine. The next one probably needed to be long. Let's see what they do this time. They're going to cut out the short one and just go relatively long. And it's a good hit. Mark taken there by Patton. Patton dishes a handball off to Harris. Harris pops a handball over the top. Give and go. Good super coach points between him and Lowe. He then goes further afield with another handball. Gorman on the wing. Gets onto his left leg. Comes high side. Ball sits up. Comes from behind. No one able to take a mark. Umpire waves it on. Hollandsburg sticks his head over the footy. Then lays the tackle.
On the ball.
Oh, and the umpire's paid a freebie for dropping the prune. And it's going to go Thorpe's way. Very kickable distance.
Kicking's not his strong suit, though, sometimes.
And Hollands Birch, the man who sounds like a solicitor, is going to go back. He dishes off the handball, lazy by MDU, because on the drive-by was Patton. Left leg, and he goes minor score only himself. Hands up who wants to win, because if you do, you're just going to kick the ball through those big sticks. And MDU here can come high side. They've got numbers galore. Look to... Oh, my... Anyway, Mark taken. They'll play on. They can go through the middle, get the kick on. The kid in the lid takes a good grab. He goes back with the tick of the Sellings. He's just in front of centre wing. Nagel leads at him. So does McRae. He ignores McRae. Then he goes in the Nagel direction. Up outside 50. One grab. Can't get the second. Wins it at ground level. Flicks a handball onto a teammate. They storm in towards the open goal.
And he has burnt Paddy Kerr 15 metres out directly in front.
And another behind.
3 behinds in a row for MDU, so 3 goals could have made a difference. They were kickable.
Bad kicking is bad footy, as Evan Sheeky used to tell us on Gippsland FM. Speaking of which, the kicking's just lasered an MDU player right in the guts, but he's dropped the chesty. Patton now wins it. Gets a handball off to Harris. He puts his teammate under all sorts of pressure.
Hayden Britton.
Kick nearly smothered, but they find a winner high side. Hollands Birch now off to the races. If this sits, the big fella could be on here. It's a foot race. The little fella beats the big fella. Stacks on the mill.
No one wants the ball.
They're both holding, I guess.
Yeah, they're both holding each other as the ball was roaming free. They just didn't want to get the ball, either of them. There's a ball right in front of us here.
Result.
So 7-12 plays 8-10, so 4-point ball game at this stage of the game. Ball back up in the half-forward line. Helen Birch gets the tap down only as far as Carroll. Free kick, though, to Carroll. And Carroll now who will have the kick, relieving pressure for MDU. He goes inboard, looking for, didn't spot him too well, and Shea Walsh. Walsh now running with the ball, gets held. Umpire says free kick, Thorpdale. Thorpdale now with the ball in the centre, going wide across.
Rosado in the 50 himself.
To Patton. Patton's kick into the pocket. No one can get the ball. A chance for Thorpe. Can they pick up the crumbs? They can't. Carroll's in there, tries to tackle, and the umpire comes in and says, my ball, forward pocket for the Thorpdale side. How many minutes we gone, Jeep?
9, I reckon.
Yeah, hard to see.
Umpire stopped playing. I'm not sure that Rosado hasn't cleaned old mate up in the marking contest, and he might be seeing some stars at the minute. It's not ideal. The umpire stopping play to allow him to come off the ground. But to answer your question, we've played 10 minutes of real time, which is probably about 9 minutes now of game time. We've got Sam on clock watch, so he'll let us know when there's 5 minutes to go and when there's 2 minutes to go.
Well, the clock stopped at 12:32.
It's not 5 or 2, Sam, but thanks for letting us know. And now the umpire says we'll ball it up. And that was Kieran Bone coming off under some assistance. Patton, meanwhile, sharks it. Right shoe, shot on goal, minor score only. Wash, rinse, repeat. Can anyone find the big sticks? It's almost like whoever kicks a goal is going to get taken off the ground and they don't want to leave. MDU with the kick in. It's well weighted. Finds a teammate in Corey. He dishes a handball off. They're off to the races here. This is the MDU we saw during the season. Right up the field is my man Nagel taking a mark in the centre circle. Leaves the space behind him. You separate the two big blokes. You bring them up the ground and you half a chance to score. How easy's coaching?
It's an easy game from up here, isn't it?
Looks pretty good. With Pat Kerr now has the chance for MDU. He's a fair way out though. He's probably 45 out. Slight angle for a big man like himself. I think he should have no trouble. Already got a goal on the board. MDU can hit the front if they score this goal. Kerr now comes in. Big kick, goes left, and it's only a minor score for the MDU. So they've wasted opportunities here in the last quarter with 4 behinds.
That's 4 in a row?
Yep. So Thorpdale now, who's kicking out.
Yeah, Abby Shannon.
Pickering now with the ball in the back pocket or in the square.
Is there only one of him out there, Dirks? He's everywhere at the minute.
He goes short, finds his man too in Patton. Patton now takes the ball across. Oh, goes for a bounce, loses control of the ball, but eventually the Blues pick it up and the ball goes out of play on the forward pocket. Oh, they're calling for a deliberate, but no, the umpire's going to throw it in on the very far side, scoreboard side of the ground.
Paul Gavlow has had to run 70 metres for this due to that turnover.
So waiting for the throw. Lower's in there again. Can he get the tap? No one gets the ball. They nullify each other. MDU get the ball out on the boundary line. And it's out of play once again. We'll get a throw in.
I wouldn't be leaving the Hyphen on the bench for too much longer. I'd be calling someone off.
8-12 to 7-13.
So that's gone out on the full truck off a shoe. So Thorpe with the free kick in the back pocket now just go thump long down the line. The big boys fly, no one able to take a mark. MDU just seem to have more numbers at the contest at the moment. That lack of rotation might be starting to come into effect. Thorpe down to 2 on the bench at quarter time and 1 on the bench from half time. Have done well to maintain their lead. That lead now 4 points. Ball gets tossed in the air. Lowe wins it decisively this time. Fellas in the vicinity can't take it cleanly. Harris can, but he's wrapped up in a big tackle as well. And I reckon we're going to see a fair bit of this over the next little while. So ball up, tap, spike this time into a little bit of space. Interesting by Lowe to get the ball moving and open when they would have wanted it closed down.
Free kick.
Free kick to Thorpe. Bit of jumper tugging going on.
MDU.
To MDU even. Handball to Carroll. Carroll's kick goes too high for his teammate Harris. Ball gets out the back. Interfered with the kick. Carroll goes back all over his opponent. Free kick Thorpe. Middle of the ground. Is that Patton again?
Yeah, it's come further up the ground now.
He's had plenty of it this quarter already. If it's not Patton, it's Pickering. They're doing it by P's. Wish that was Powell, but it's not.
Mathers.
Mathers now. Was good early. Emergency umpire out on the park. What's he looking for? Lost his keys earlier, perhaps. Mathers goes long down the line. Your man Hollands Birch back on. Mark not completed by Shelling, but he wins it at ground level himself. And MDU now open this up through the middle of the ground. McRae in the middle of the park on his own. Just stands there and watches people run past him. And now he gets onto that right leg and goes as long as he can. Nagel will set himself underneath it. The big boys fly. It falls out the back of the contest. Who's there first? The kid in the lid. Selling's round the corner. Snapperoo! High side. Minor score. Better than a point if you're in the MDU colours.
Out of play.
Out of bounds, better than the points. But the umpires are coming together. No? The little kid's just coming in to throw it in. Oh, wow, that's shallow. Thorby win it. Hack it wide, long. Fellas come all the way up from half forward to take a good mark at half back.
There's a spare defender here, so he can't go quick.
He'll get on that left shoe, find a target. Patton's on through the middle, ignores that. Pickering's on out wide, ignores that. Goes in the Gorman direction, unable to complete the mark. Creates a bit of space. Pickering wins the footy. Gets it off to a teammate there in Ferguson. Ferguson's handball puts his teammate under all sorts. And Carroll comes in and lays a big tackle and will ball it up.
Good by Mathers there. Didn't panic, took the tackle, got the repeat stoppage.
Right in front of Truck Williams, who's going to tell you all about it.
There's a throw up again with MDU getting the tap down. Sellings is in there. He gets the ball to boot. High ball up into half forward. Flyers wanted. In under the ball there was Burgess. He couldn't get it for Thorpdale. Now eventually the Blues get the ball up onto their forward 50, but the ball should go out of play. It does. Right in front of the coach's box.
Dirks, tell us why that was such a brilliant kick by Patton.
Because he just kicked for the territory, got the repeat stoppage, bottled it up again.
Put it out in front of his teammate. His teammate either gets it or the boundary line gets it. Win-win either way. Brilliant by Patton. Stoppage work not so good though by Thorpe. And they're off to the races here. And they're having a bounce through the middle of the grounds. Lacey, a second bounce. A little short passes on. He finds McRae. McRae reels, gets onto the right leg. 45 out directly in front. Demons in front. MDU have hit the lead for the first time in memory today. Wow, after 4 behinds, they go forward and finally kick the winner, the go-ahead goal. Far from the winner, but they kick the go-ahead goal. Brilliant play, coast-to-coast stuff.
That's it. He's the difference at the moment. He's kicked 4, and he's just kicked them when they need them. He's going to be the match winner, I think. You've got to sort that match up. They've got to get it right.
Yes, Sam.
Inside 50s, Thorpdale 10 and MDU 12.
Patton into the midfield for the first time today.
So MDU leading by 2 points here in the elimination final at Hell End. Knockdown. Lowe gets the ball for Thorpdale. Ball goes to ground, free kick. No umpire come in, ball it up again once in the centre. Players all over the ball. A lot of this happening today. But what an entertaining game so far. Ball goes in the centre with Lowe getting the tap down. Who can get it out? No one really. It's a game of rugby down there. Ball running free. A chance for Thorpdale in under the ball with pick up by MDU. Umpire come in and ball it up once again. So nothing in it. 2 points MDU's favour. They've hit the front for the first time this afternoon. A good tackle laid upon Pat Kerr. But the ball goes to ground and the umpire will come in. There hasn't been any shirt grabbing too much this afternoon. It's been all push and shove though as Big Sellings gets the tap down for MDU. Now they're on the run with good play there coming through was a Bone. He gets the ball to ground. Players are all over it again. Everyone calling ball, even though people on the bench were calling ball. As we get right on the end of the cricket pitch there. Ball up. No one gets the tap down. It's a chance for Thorpdale kicking the ball out of the pack. Ball running free. It's a run for the ball. Who can get it? MDU in the chase. Finally pick up the ball. Good play there. Coming through was Allen. He gets the ball to forward pocket, a chance for Thorpdale over the top. Now the Demons have the run from defence. Turning around quickly was Kerr. That's Tom Kerr. He goes into centre half back. Now they're going wide onto the wing. Under pressure there was Trent McRae. He gets a hand pass across. Now the Demons back to McRae again. He goes left foot, gets pushed over, he kicks the ball, and nearly a good mark. Ball goes to the boundary line, and we'll get a throw in. Right in the forward pocket for the MDU side. There was a bit of a clash there between Ferguson and McRae. McRae kicked 4 goals already.
And the captain's taking the match up.
So we get the throw in forward pocket for the MDU side. Throw in. Tap down. In there was Sellings. He's playing well. McRae then gets in under the ball, falls over and gets a hand pass out. With the Sellings there up towards the goal square, tap through for a minor score. No, it's out of play.
Out of bounds. Walsh has been good in the last couple of minutes. He's been really effective at the ground level. winning those balls, just flicking them forward and getting the momentum going the MDU way. And the ball now will be tossed back in 3 metres around from their goal. They lead by a couple of points. Lowe with some good body work gets position A. Ball gets out the back of the contest. Corey gets his head taken off. Umpire says play on. Snap around the corner. Minor score only. That would have taken the roof off the joint. Minor score only. What that does is extend the lead to half a goal, but it also gives the ball to Thorpe at the wrong end of the ground. But at least they've got possession, and they'll see if they can go coast to coast.
Pickering can't kick it in. He's got the whole 50 to himself at the moment, resting in the square.
Yeah, you can have playing on him at the moment to yourself. That would be zero fun as we tick over 20 and a half minutes played. Was a short stoppage, so we'll have a relatively long quarter, you would think, as the emergency umpire has spent plenty of time on the grass today. And again, he's going to run all the way out there with the spare prune and probably be told to turn around and go back the other way. Not sure why he wouldn't give it to a player and tell him to kick it. That's what they do.
We have time on for a reason, though, so it's all academic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't mind getting home before it got dark. Ball finally retrieved. Back it comes. And who'll do the kicking in, Judy?
JP will have it again.
Oh, no. Patullo banned from kicking in earlier. Crucial stage of the game, gets his kicking in licence back, and he says, you know what, I'm playing on, and we're going high side. He goes thump with a kick and laces out the opposition ruckman. That licence will be burnt, incinerated, and lasered. Sallings now puts a kick into the hot spot, leading out and taking the mark.
Can only be one bike.
Is a ripping mark by McRae. He's thrown the team on his back today, and he can go back and make this 2-goal game. He's high side. He's about 45 out. He's done everything right today. And this to give his side a 9-point lead with nearly 22 minutes played in an elimination final. So in he comes, steady. Kick on its way. Ever in doubt. This guy can play some serious footy, Sam. What do you got for me?
4 minutes, 25 on the clock.
You almost got the 5-minute warning in. Good by you. Let's see if you can get the 2-minute one right.
Yeah, goes without saying, but I think Thorpe need the next one.
They have to get it. They have to get the next 2. Really got to force their way up to the forward line.
Any structural changes, any roll of the dice, any shotgun-style footy that they've got up their sleeve, Dirks?
I'd be clearing it out and giving Hayden Britton and Jesse Patullo the whole 50 to themselves. They're your match winners. Big boys are in the middle, but you'd want your best players around the footy. Get Shannon near the footy.
So Sallings goes up with Lowe. Ball goes in the Thorpdale direction, but it's won by MDU Carroll at ground level. Sallings picks it up, flicks a handball off to Walsh. Walsh storms into the open 50. Ball gets over the back, and that might be all she wrote. He's been everywhere in the last few minutes, Shea Walsh, and he goes bang, and he makes this a 15-point game with 3.5 minutes to play.
Got 1 foot in the door for next Sunday at Newbarrow, I think.
Yeah, it should be a great game next week. Fish Creek and MDU.
Just pure out of the centre, really. As you always say, get your good kickers kicking the footy.
And MDU, I reckon they've got the cavalry coming back here. Have they got an extra number gone back, or are they just levelling up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
I think they're level.
7, they're levelling up. So Thorpe have gone 7 forwards, MDU gone 7 defenders. Rosado back in the middle, taken high.
Got to go now.
He'll go to roll and thump it as long as he can. He plays on, gets just in front of centre and goes thump. And finds a target. Mark taken.
He can light up a final, Hayden Britton.
And Hayden Britton from 48 down the hill with 3 minutes to play, wastes no time. Gets told to play on, sneaks 3 or 4 yards, kick on its way. Minor score only. And let's see what MDU do here, whether they go into game save mode.
Paddy Kerr has just snuck on the field, but Joe Patullo's seen him.
They got an extra number high side here if they want the short one. My guess is they'll just go long and deep and safe.
Got a man up here, Thorpdale, no loose.
So the short one goes into the dead side pocket. MDU spread high side. It'll be a brave kick to come back up this way, and they're not going to do that. They just go 7-9 down the line, looking for and finding Lacey, who takes a great mark in front of the scoreboard.
Dropped it.
He must have dropped it because he wouldn't have played on from there. High tackle laid. No, fair tackle laid.
Ball up.
And Thorpe will keep the ball on that forward 50. We tick over 24 minutes played. It's 74 plays 60. MDU have had the extra rotation since three-quarter time. Legs looking to run a little bit better on top of the ground late in the game. Rosado gets it again, but he gets gotten himself. And the umpire will ball this one up again. They need a clearance and a goal immediately, if not sooner. Ball goes in that direction. Hollins Birch gets onto it. Carroll takes it off him, goes back. Patton then gets it and plays on. From up against the boundary, TP, minor score only. And with that probably goes any realistic chance, because MDU surely now can milk enough off the clock to register a crucial finals win and set up a big clash next Sunday against Fish Creek. Of course, the Fish Creek side they beat last week. So they bring the ball back into play and then just absorb a little bit of time before kicking it long and down the hill. Schelling gets down there, flies for it. One grab, two grabs. The umpire says play on.
Came off 7 hits, sets of hands.
Yeah.
Ball gets out the back here. Walsh is in the vicinity, can't take it cleanly. But MDU through numbers have got it, and now they go out in front of Walsh.
Yeah, they're out.
He stitches under his arm, he's a chance, but he can't pick the prune up cleanly.
Yeah,
He got a little push in the back. Not everyone liked the decision.
It's 50.
And 52.
A push in the back and a 50, and the game deserved a better finish than that. But MDU will take it. Walsh will kick his second in the last couple of minutes, and you'll suspect he'll take every one of the 30 seconds allotted to him.
2 minutes exactly.
2 minutes to go. Thank you, Sam.
You got
Good
it.
work by you. As Walsh walks up to the goal line, they lead by a comfortable enough margin, you suspect, and it's about to get 6 points more added to it. And just for effect, he dawdles in from 20 out. He really absorbing up a bit of me time, a bit of camera time. And then kicks truly. And that's all she wrote up here at Willow Grove. Strong last quarter to Walsh, couple of goals, and he's been around the footy plenty. And that'll do it, Dirks.
Cream rise to the top, don't they, in the last quarter. You just need your match winners to have a purple patch, and that's what they've done.
McRae and Walsh been outstanding, particularly in the last quarter. McRae, he'd get the 3 votes and the 2 just about.
Give him all 6, I think.
Got 5 goals. So he's had a great day.
That's a cracking game of footy.
Yeah.
Be buying the DVD of that one and showing it every opportunity you got.
They just didn't have the match up for him down there. Just whoever went to him just got taken to places they didn't want to be.
Righto, Truck, you can finish it off if you like.
Right back in the centre, throw up. Sellings goes high, but low goes lower, and the ball goes to ground. Kick though to low in the centre. No, it's Rosado. Rosado now, he gets the free kick in the centre of the ground. Has to kick the ball long. No, he decides to run around 2 MDU players. He gets pushed to the ground. The umpire says play ball, and a good mark taken down there by
Jesse Patullo.
Patullo. Jesse already got a goal on the board. That was in the first quarter. So Patullo, he goes short into the pocket. No opposition down there with Jeremiah Jones. He's nearly as good as Louis Armstrong. Jeremiah Jones now in the pocket for the Thorpdale side. Put a bit of respectability back onto the scoreboard, Jones. He kicks high, looking good from off the bird, but it's only a goal for Jeremiah Jones.
Where's that finishing been all day, Dirks?
Yep. It's unfortunate and left it too late. Is there a pulse or be dead?
Dead.
4 seconds.
Yeah.
So a bit late for Thorpdale, but still more respectability. 9-13 plays 11-14. So a 13-point margin here at the moment. So anything can happen, but you've only got less than a minute to do it in.
I saw Carmichael Hunt beat Richmond one day in 20 seconds. So.
Right, back in the middle again. Both teams go high. Low gets the ball, gets that tackle without the ball. He'll get a free kick in the centre of the ground. Then he decides to run. He does, up into the goal square. Can they make anything of this Thorpdale? Men in front, too many players behind. Can the Blues do something? In a tangle there, picked up by the Thorpdale player. Kick off the ground, a chance for a goal, and it is put through for another goal for Thorpdale.
Ferguson.
So Thorpdale coming back. They go to 10-13.
How many seconds left, Sam?
Ferguson. So Heath Ferguson puts the game into a really close mode. 10-13 plays 11-14. I don't think Thorpdale can win from here, but they can certainly make it very interesting. So 10-13 plays 11-14. So it's been a fantastic quarter of football, this last one. Thorpdale were behind. They were ahead of three-quarter, got behind, but they're making a bit of a comeback. 2 quick goals in the last minute. Tap down low in the middle. He gets the ball wide. But it's a crush of players down there, and the fingers on the siren. We're just about ready to ring through for the end of the elimination final here at Hill End. Ball goes to ground now. Sellings, you get the tap down. Hill End have control of the ball on the fingers. And it's all over. 11 goals, 14, MDU. Thorpdale, 10 goals, 13. That's the scoreboard said. We hope that's fairly accurate. And, well, if it is, it's a MDU win. But did they look like winning at three-quarter time, Jeep?
Well, I gave him a sniff, mate. I was pretty keen on changing that forward line structure to free a few things up. And once they got that ball in there, I just felt that with the injuries Thorpdale had throughout the course of the game, the fitness would come into it at the end. They got McRae isolated. They moved Nagel up the ground, and that was the difference. And they actually won running away in the end, didn't they? I mean, they put the queue in the rack and coughed up the last couple, but that's as good as a 25-point win to me.
Yeah, excellent. Dirks?
Yeah, it's said that, I mean, there's no excuses in finals, but yeah, they knew they just had to stay close, and they were always going to run over with fresh legs. No bench hurts, and you lose two key pillars, but the better team won, and no arguments there. And Trent McRae, just unbelievable to watch live. Just put the team on his back and said, "Follow me, boys. I'll take you to week 2."
So just looking at the Thorpdale goal kickers, they had Tenovin, Sean Feller, Anthony Rosato, Trav Patton, Jeremiah Jones 2, Aaron Harris 1, Jesse Patillo 1, Kate O'Donnell nothing. He's just got 2 L's on the end of his name. And that's the goal kickers for Thorpdale. MDU, their goal kickers. Shay Walsh 2, Nick Nagel 2, Trent McRae 5, and he was the inspiration in the last quarter to get, he kicked 3 goals in the last quarter, and Braden Sellings 1. So MDU 11-14, Thorpdale 10-13. MDU go on to play Fish Creek next Sunday at Newborough.
Yep.
So that should be an interesting game. But commiserations, I think, for Thorpdale. They were in there all day. 3/4 of the game, they were ahead. They were ahead for 3/4 of the game, but just failed in the last quarter as MDU. With the extra power, I'd say, because the two only one on the bench for Thorpdale, which certainly hurt them when you had 2 good players like Geordie Patillo and Matt Powell off for injuries. But the MDU must be congratulated. They still had enough fight in the game to bring it in the last quarter. And as we said, with Trent McRae and Shay Walsh in the last quarter, 2 little blokes doing everything they can, and they deserve to win this afternoon.
And I'm sure, Sam, you've got a whole bunch of facts and figures there that'll explain exactly how they got it done for us.
MDU 26 tackles in the last quarter as compared to Thorpdale 24. Thorpdale were 1 setting turns in front of MDU on 6-5. Thorpdale 70 inside 50s. MDU, that's where they got the game on their own terms with 21. Contested possessions for both sides are fairly even, but it's the uncontested possessions where the efficiency rate for MDU in the latter half of that quarter comes to the 4. Free kicks 4 for MDU, 9 to Thorpdale, and 50-metre free kicks. Thorpdale received 1.
Good work by you, Sam, and good work by you too, Dirk. Thanks for joining us in your special comments. And as always, Truck, we get the job done the best we can, and you can't sack a volunteer, so I reckon we'll be right to go around next week.
We should be. I'll be there Sunday, you'll be there Saturday.
Exactly right. You don't put the 2 experts in the same spot at the same time in case it's a terrorist attack. So we'll part company and make sure we're good for the grand final in a couple of weeks' time.
So on behalf of our guys here at the ground at Hill End, Truck, Jeep, Dirks and Sam and Pedro, we wish you a good night and thanks for listening.